flex. The livest one in the section. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, trains out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yep. Let's get this going. Drew Titan, Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. The grind don't stop. Let me bring y'all up to speed if y'all a little confused. Got a strike on my boxing channel. But yeah, I was talking to YouTube yesterday. Apparently, I said something yesterday about 5 minutes into the stream, and some knuckle dragging, booty clapping, pillow biting, flag waving, asinine idiot got offended. So I can't go live there. I can't do anything there. I can't even put on a post for the next 7 days. This is what they do. So when I make reference to Miguel, you know, this is what I'm talking about. When you talk about people that these dudes who are, and let me explain something to you about YouTube. There's no due process. There's no due process. They pay the same type of college students that Charlie Kirk would go and debate. They pay kids like that to oversee your content. And the weird thing is, these are people like you and I. These are people like you and I. And what they do is these are like Gen Zers. You know, they're not used to going out into the field and working with their hands. They're not used to dealing with day-to-day people. What they are, they're in your local Starbucks or cafes, and they put their laptops up, and hard work for them is sitting on their behind and having to switch from left cheek to right cheek, other than when they're laying up with their boyfriend. What they do is they are paid to oversee our content. And they have no real life experience. They don't know when we're speaking, it comes from the heart, and it comes from a place of knowledge. It comes from a place of what we call real life experience. They will never know what it's like. Like how, you know, you have to be a certain age. Like how we, you know, when we say that, you know, these young cats, they clown us for being a certain age. I always tell them, you're trying to get to our age, man, and you might not make it. I mean, let's look at the facts here. These kids are oversensitive. They're the most sensitive generation I've ever seen. Everybody says, oh, you're bullying me. Y'all call it roasting today. When we was coming up, we called it snapping. I grew up on mama jokes, and we were brutal. But you know what? Years of that made my skin thick, which is why nobody on YouTube could say or do anything. Well, they're not going to do anything because they're cowards. But they can't say anything to make me like snap. Like, oh, what? No. There's nothing you can say to me that it's been done. They've tried. It doesn't work. It's when I retaliate, all of a sudden I'm the villain and they want to pull up. And they've yet to do it. 6 years up, they've yet to do it. But they have thin skin. All of these kids are on Ritalin and Adderall and all kinds of medication for their feelings. When the reality is, what they needed was a father in their house to slap them upside their head and say, yo, why you mad at some kid at school talking about me or your mama? They don't know us. Man, stop whining. I got to go work a 12-hour shift tomorrow. I need you to go to school, get that education to be the best you can be. You're really not even going to school to make friends. These kids don't know how to be social. They're growing up online. They're dating people online. How do you meet someone? You slide into their DMs. I've never heard of such a thing. It's disgusting. But these are the kids. And you have a 18, 19, 20-year-old, and they pay them like $80,000 a year, and your job is to sit in Starbucks and oversee adults' content. and you're not even an adult. You don't even know why I'm saying this. And don't let them have an infatuation with the topic or the person that you're talking about. So when I do this, I do it for a reason. Because I'm willing to bet the person overseeing my content is a pillow biter. I'm willing to bet. When I was at the height of the Ryan Garcia thing, oh my God. Every day it was something new with my channel. Every day. Every day. So when I ask y'all, like and share the video, we're up against the machine. This is why I tell you to do it. This is why I dual stream. And I just told this person I was talking to yesterday, I said, yo, look, so I'm in violation. I said, what are the rules and regulations in reference to being in compliance? I've been here before. I just want to see, because they all say different things. I want to see what this person said. And what they do is they send you a link so you can read it. I said, no, I know the rules better than you do. And I said, I'm gonna prove to you that I'm not in violation. I said, the people that zap us, are they following a script before they do so? The person said yes. I said, well, I don't think that's consistent. They're very inconsistent. He disagreed. I said, well, I dual stream every morning. The same live stream that's on my boxing channel is the same one on my other channel. Then he puts me on hold for 5 minutes. Well, too late, because yesterday's live, I took it off of Pep Talk. It's on Patreon now. Oh, Teach, I know I'm talking about that right now. It's not on. So the pillow biting, Xanax, Ritalin, knuckle dragging, boy toy crushes. What I'm letting y'all know, if you're a content creator, is if you are talking about someone that they masturbate over, you might have a problem. But guess what? That doesn't stop the truth. That doesn't stop the truth. And in 7 days, I'll be able to go back to my boxing channel, and I'm going to reiterate what I'm saying this morning. Hell, I might make this into a short. I'm going to reiterate it. I'm going to reiterate it. You know how I know that these guys are full of crap? Who was in the chat when I was going off on Ryan Garcia? I was just dragging him. I was dragging him. Wait a minute. Hold on. And in the middle of my stream, they stopped it. Now I said, oh, wow, I must have got a strike. I must have got a strike. Guess what? That didn't happen. So I'm talking with YouTube, and they're telling me they don't know what happened. I said, well, you need to put me on the line with someone that did it, because it didn't just do it on its own. It didn't do it on its own. We don't know what happened. Well, I said, well, goddamn, the stream is ended. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Yeah, what stream? Yeah, right. I said, I back up on my work. And see, this is another thing. If you decide to get into streaming, use a third party. Don't use YouTube. This is why you use a third party. That's why. Because I backed up the live. I backed up the live. So I said, you just interrupted my stream and didn't do anything. And you don't know what happened. And then when I tell y'all dumbasses that there's people in charge of us, you've hired people to oversee our content, and because we'll have a topic that they don't like, They could just do this. So you interrupt my stream. You interrupted my stream, but you didn't give me a strike. Well, documentation beats conversation, because that was so blatant. I have the live, and I backed it up through StreamYard. That's why every time I turn around, they mailing me emails. What can we do to make they want you to do everything through YouTube. And every time I get that email, I answer it. And I tell them what they're not doing. Y'all have this music. I don't want to use your music. Oh, can we split screens? No, no. Y'all don't do it as good as StreamYard or Melon. Y'all don't do it as good. Nope. No. No, you can't help. No. I'm good with the third party, because the biggest thing I can do is back it up. Because imagine going through the YouTube studio and they interrupt my stream, and then it's not in my library, because guess what? That is not in my library. I said, yo, there's a stream there. I was on for like an hour. It's not in the library. Don't worry. I said, I have it. I backed it up on StreamYard. It's on my external drive. I backed it up 3 times. And you can't give me an answer? Okay. So the YouTube police are a bunch of big-lipped, knuckle-dragging, oversensitive, Xanax and Ritalin in your bloodstream, pillow-biting, oversensitive kids sitting in Starbucks right now sipping on a $10 latte. And you have no concept of what real life is. You can't even do 5 push-ups. But you smoke a bunch of weed and you spoon with your boyfriend at night. So when I say go subscribe to Bear Cave Entertainment, and thank you, Perfect Black. Go subscribe. I got 2 backup channels. I didn't get into YouTube to get rich. I came in here to join a movement. It's really not hurting me. But what they make it obvious is the machine wants to direct how you think. These kids run around talking about they're anti-government, they're anti-this, anti-that. They march, I want to be gay in the schools and all this other stuff. And I don't care if the kids are being taught that they should be able to, jack off in 1st grade. They are pro that. And then when you get a fool like Donald Trump in the White House, because what they found, he got in the White House, what they found is there's not enough of them. You're not in abundance. I'll say it again. You're not in abundance. See, you thought you waving your flag and this bouncing around and wearing pink on the lawn of the White House. You thought that you was the majority. And this guy gets in the office and with the stroke of a pen, no, there's only 2 bathrooms. No, there's 2 genders. What have y'all been doing, man? If anything, I'm a man. And now y'all shucking and jiving and running and hiding, and y'all mad. That's the only problem I don't have with what he does. Y'all got way too loose. Y'all got way too loose. And now the latest thing is some pillow-biting, knuckle-dragging, oversensitive, Ritalin sipping pillow biter is mad because I made this Mellow Yellow turn into a monkey. Well, you're gonna be really upset. You're gonna be really upset. I am not. You just made it worse. You just made it worse. Now I'm gonna be really select. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be ninja style. And this is actually gonna be fun. You see, I had another meme of him doing something else. I had the same meme of the people looking around, and then when it cuts to Tank, like right here, I had him turning into a monkey and running off in the back. I still have it. I'm gonna put it up on my Patreon. Go subscribe to Patreon. But I said, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make him wave a goddamn monkey doll, and I hit it perfect. I am not removing my size 13 Tim boot off his neck. I am going to drag this kid, and it's going to be worse if Jake Paul destroys him. It's going to be worse. You just made it worse, you pillow biter. And that was a strategy. I told the fool that I was talking to at YouTube yesterday, I said, man, pull up. And I hope you're watching, Patty. That's not your real name. And by the way, if you ever talk to YouTube, you got to demand to speak to a real person because it tells you you're talking to AI at first. No. When you get in there, tell them you're part of the Rainbow Coalition. And watch how they flock to you. I feel frustrated. I'm a part of the LGBTQ LMNOP community. And I feel like I'm being targeted. They might send you a link so you can video chat. Last time I had a conversation with someone from YouTube, they had me on a Zoom meeting. And they were looking to see what they can do to improve YouTube. I was talking to some Asian lady. I said, the sun's up where you at. Where are you? Oh, I'm in California. She's in her loft, sitting on her giant ass couch with her feet crossed. I'm here in cold ass New York. It's 5 p.m. There's 2 feet of snow on the ground. Had a hard day's work. I got to do 2 streams. I'm out here working, and I got to worry about a person like that overseeing my fucking content. When we get on here and we're talking about boxing and we talk about real life experience and how boxing is relatable to life, they can't relate. All they know is tattoos, hair, and this guy look cute. That's all they know. Well, I'm not slowing down. I'm not slowing down. So with that being said, now y'all know what's going on. Let's dig into this. Okay. The topic is, why didn't Tank fight? And maybe, God has a plan. God has a plan. Because I was going to drop a link in reference to this because I want to know what the audience had to say. But God damn it, Tank fans are they're out of their mind. They're out of their mind. This nigga Mag 7 stood on my platform yesterday and said, I'm a casual. But he got everything to argue about. Look, this is why I drop links. Y'all need to see the caliber of the Tank fan. There's nowhere to go. Now, there are 15 faces here. And since 2018, the challenge, I want the Tank fans to explain why Tank didn't fight these 15 faces. This is from 2018 until today. Perfect Black, I appreciate that. This is from 2018 until today. Now, here's the thing. Some of these fights didn't have to be made. But I want to see what the Tank fans know. Don't tell me what you think. Tell me what you know. Tell me what you know. Because what I can tell you is he's been the A side in all directions since at least definitely 2019 before the pandemic. Definitely. Definitely. I need y'all to explain to me, and I'm talking to the Tank fans, all of those faces there. Why didn't he fight those guys? You see Lamont Roach on the bottom? Up until he fought him, he shouldn't even be there. That was supposed to be a walk in the park, right? The reason why he's there now is because we was like, all right, well, you know, maybe he had a bad night. Run that back. And he's giving you Jake Paul. So that's why Lamont Roach is there. But everybody else, I want a Tank fan to please pull up. I want the Tank fans to please pull up. Coach Hudson, salute. Please pull up and tell me. There's 15 faces here. I want to check your knowledge. This ain't about me. I'm proving a point this morning. Like the video, share the video. Pull up. Go subscribe to Bed Cave Entertainment. That's my third channel. Let me go ahead and pin that. In the meantime, I need to know WTF. And I'm not going to give any information. I want to check the brain power of the Tank fan. I'm going to show you something. Freedom's March, salute, brother. Thank you, Tay-Tay. I just got your text. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Because they're not bright. They're not bright. I kind of wanted to do this on my other channel too, because it would totally prove a point. The question would go as follows, and I'll just leave that there. You know, ain't that many Tank fans. I saw Delano in here, but you know, whatever. The first thing I'm going to ask is name everybody on this page, and I would ask y'all not to put names in there. Don't put no names in there. I would ask them name everybody on this page. There's 5 faces on here. Name everybody. Because in order to complete the assignment, you have to understand what you're doing, right? So first off, I would ask you to name, Mark, what up? Name everybody on this page, right? And I say this respectfully. The average Tank fan can't name everybody on this page. The average Tank fan can't name everybody on this page. So if you can't name everybody on this page, when I ask you why didn't Tank fight them, you think I'm going to get a logical answer? I'm talking about a logical answer. A logical one. When they, how's he going to give me a logical answer when they don't even know who some of these motherfuckers are? Some of them are obvious. Some of them are not to the average Tank fan. So if you don't know who the fuck they are, how are they gonna tell me that, you know, it's their fault that Tank didn't fight? Now you might get a Tank fan that thinks they're smart. You know, they think they're smart. They'll come up here and say, oh, well, you know, back there in 2019 or 2018, Tank was doing this and this guy was over here. And bullshit. Gerard Harlem in the building, salute. Because here's my bottom line. At any point, 2018, 2019, till today, Tank Davis, the A side, could have fought anybody on this meme. Prove me wrong. Watch this. Name one person on this page that Tank pressed that said no. You want to leave your camera on, brother? I see you backstage. You want to leave your camera on, or you want to turn it off? You want to leave it on, or just give me a thumbs up if you want to leave it on. Give me a thumbs up. Okay. Salute, brother. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing, good brother?
I'm good, fam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I didn't even know I was coming on and shit. I thought I was trying to watch the show and shit, but it's all
Oh,
good. It's good.
nah. I'm broadcasting from my other two backup channels.
I got you.
YouTube said I was a bad boy on my boxing channel, so you know I'll be in YouTube jail for the next 7 days, but I'll be back over there.
Oh,
But,
shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
salute, man. Salute, brother.
What you talking about though? I didn't even know what's the
We're
topic.
talking about Tank Davis, and I'm asking the question as to why I have 15 faces up here. I wanted to know why he didn't fight these guys. You know, if anybody could like have any knowledge that I don't know about as to why he didn't fight those guys.
You probably on the same cue. I just think Tank is scared, man. It's like, I think he said it. You know, I think he has so like a PSD about losing and being a meme and all that type of shit. I don't think he can handle that type of pressure. You know what I mean? So I think that's why he stayed away from some of the top champions in boxing. But on some true shit, I think Tank is talented enough to fight those guys. I don't think he just have the mentality to fight those guys. But I think he has the talent to step in the ring with those guys.
I agree 100%. I agree. Everything you just said, brother, I agree 100%. What
I'm saying, me and you on the same key.
Yeah, no doubt. The thing that upsets me with Tank Davis is because I supported this young man. I really did. I really did. You know, before he had 1 million tattoos, he only had a few of them. He had the waves, and he was being mentored by Floyd. So I said, well, you know, I believe that he's being steered in the right direction as far as business is concerned, because Floyd did very well for himself. I bought into the idea that he wouldn't get robbed as far as money is concerned. I had faith in him, Floyd, Al Heyman, because Al Heyman taught Floyd very well. What people may not know is that Floyd Mayweather retired after the Ricky Hatton fight. A lot of people don't remember that. He retired, and the rumor was, and I don't know if this is true. The rumor was he got like did dirty as far as his income, and I think he only had 15 million in the bank or something about that. The number 15 million was in my mind. Like I heard it from somewhere, but he came out of retirement and fought Juan Manuel Marquez, and then he kept fighting, and I heard that was part of the issue. He came back for money. It wasn't like really loud about it. I don't know. I can't deny or confirm, but he learned lessons. And then when I see a guy like Tank, you know, who had a quote unquote good story, he came out of Baltimore, you know, he beat the odds. I'm proud of things like that. And then there was contemporaries that were around, and I was kind of confused as to why he wasn't fighting them. And the most shocking thing was when I wanted him to fight Vasily Lomachenko, because I had a very big problem with how HBO pushes these European fighters. And I'm not saying Lomachenko is a bad fighter, but I said, man, you know, this kid Tank, he has to stop this train before it gets rolling. And all I wanted him to do was beat Loma. And at that time, I saw Loma's kryptonite early. Orlando Salido came in there and beat him up on the ropes, and Loma couldn't get off on him. And I said, man, Tank will kill this guy. And I said, man, and then Loma started to talk shit about him. I said, nah, Tank got to get this guy. And then Floyd was saying things in interviews, and Tank is just standing there like, I'm like, oh, man. I said, no, Tank got to speak up. He can get this guy. I need him to get this guy now. And he never did it. And it got progressively worse. So from that year all the way up till now, I was talking with my brother Xavier yesterday, and I was in the gym, and we was on the phone. He was like, wait a minute. There's like 15 guys
Mm.
that he could have fought and he didn't fight. Now, I will admit, some of this is timing, but I wanted to see what the Tank Davis fans actually know. Some of this is timing, but he could have called for anything.
I think. Like, I don't mean to cut you off, but
Go ahead,
before
bro.
I forget, like, I think what Floyd was trying to do, you know what I'm saying, is trying to make sure that he wasn't over his head. And at that time, I don't even think Tank was in like good shape. Like he wasn't in like that type of mental state to be fighting somebody like what's his name, Lomachenko at that time. I don't think in his mind he had the right mind state and stuff. I don't even think he was in shape and taking care of his body right to be in a type of fight with him at that time when Loma was calling him out. I think he was still green, and I think Floyd was trying to keep him away from that.
I agree with you, brother. I agree. Mm-hmm. I think Floyd was protecting his product.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he's also a fighter and he understood what Tank's kryptonite was. So I get that. But at the same time, in that division, there was a lot of people running around there where it's like there was no getting around it. Now, what he did give us, he gave us Pedraza, but what bothered me was that when he put him in the ring with Pedraza, there was a belt involved.
Giving a good fight at first.
Yeah. He put him in there. There was a belt involved, and Tank's statement was Floyd tried to set me up, and I said, "Oh, what do you mean, brother?
Mm-hmm.
That's not a setup. This is one of those career defining fights, man." And he won. He did win. And I said, "Well, how did he feel that was a setup?" So I was listening to him say certain things, and it became very bothersome. And I'm like, "Well, what is this kid doing?" Let me get to this super chat. Smoke and Talk, my brother. Go subscribe to Smoke and Talk podcast. This is my fam out of Baltimore, real Baltimore. He said, "What's up, y'all? Baltimore in the building. Drew, what we doing, man? You know, we talking about this kid that's not repping the city too bad. I mean, he's not repping them too good. And I'm just holding them accountable. That's the fam right there. Smoke and Talk Podcast, LLC, man. Salute to you. Yo, bro, they got me in YouTube jail. That's why I'm over here."
I was just trying to watch the show. I didn't even know what you'd even talking about. I was like, "Hey, something about StreamYard. Let me go here." I'm thinking I'm trying to watch the show and jump.
Nah, I saw good.
I guess I'll try to hold Tank down as much as I can. I'm not like the biggest Tank fan, but I try to be the reason, I guess, to try to figure out why he hasn't fight some of his contemporaries. I think he should have fought. Even though I don't think he would have fought him. What's homie's name? He got him right there. To the left, always the left corner.
Up top or down low?
Down low. The Z.
Cambosis?
Yeah, Cambosis. That's what it is. George Cambosis. I think he should have fought him.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he could have easily beat him.
Yeah, Tank would have beat him. I think so. I think
he should have fought somebody like that, especially by now. But I think he should have fought him. I think he could have fought what's my man name? Regis Progress. I think he could beat Regis as well. I think he could have beat him.
That would have been a good fight.
Yeah, I think that would have been a good fight. Both southpaws, both got dynamite left hooks and all that type of stuff, and especially Tank with that left uppercut. But I think he could have fought him. Now the ones I think he would have, I don't think he probably should have fought. I don't think he should have fought. What's my man name? It's my man.
He in the meme right there.
Yeah, he in the meme.
Right.
I don't know. I can't think of his name right now. The one that he'll never want to fight. That y'all talk about him all the time. He part of he part of LBDC. I don't know. I can't think of his name right now.
Devin.
There you go. He think he can afford Devin. I don't think he should afford Devin. I don't think that's a good style matchup. If you watched him in that you watched him into that little spar they had. That's when I seen. I was like, that's why he don't want to step with him. It's just not a good style matchup for him. I think anybody that's sharp with that jab, like Devin, like a Devin Haney, I think that's not a good style matchup for him. So I can see why he doesn't want to get in the ring with them, because that anybody with that type of jab that can box, I think that'll give Tank Davis a lot of problems. So I think that's why Tank stays away from him or anybody that can outbox. That's why I don't think he fights Shakur neither. Even though I would think that'd be the a fight that'll make a lot of sense for them, both southpaws, but he don't seem like he doesn't want to fight nobody that can box well. And I
I'm
think
gonna
that's why he stayed away from my man Lomachenko as well.
Yeah, I'm starting to think so. I'm starting to think so. I'm gonna agree with everything you said. I'm gonna give you the difference.
Okay.
Now, imagine a fighter saying, "Man, you know, Dev is gonna be a problem. That the height, the reach, the possible weight.
Exactly.
Oh man, that guy Lomachenko moved too much, man. The speed, the angles, man. Oh, Regis, it's sort of like a mirror match. He is southpaw like me, and he got short arms. But what if he catch me first? The difference is, fighters that I grew up watching would say, man, this fight ought to be fun. Where do I sign?
Exactly.
Tank just says, I don't want to do it because the potential of me being a meme, I can't deal with that mentally. This is boxing. Hasim Rahman. A lot of people will remember how Lennox Lewis got his revenge and slept him. That was a bad knockout. But you know what people don't remember? Hasim Rahman had a problem fighting a Russian guy named Oleg Maskayev. If you never saw that fight,
I'd have it.
Look at it. Okay, did you ever see the fight where Hasim Rahman was fighting this white dude and dude caught him in an exchange and Hasim fell out the ring?
Yeah.
That was Oleg Maskayev.
Okay, I seen the highlights of that.
Yeah, I saw that live.
Facebook type shit. Oh wow.
I saw that live and I said, oh shit. And it was just one of those things where if you watch the fight, there was something about Oleg's style that Hasim couldn't get with. It was like confusing to him. Sort of like Evander Holyfield and John Ruiz. There was something about John's style that Evander couldn't dominate. Like Ali and Ken Norton. There was something like Ali couldn't dominate Ken Norton. He couldn't dominate him. Like there was something about it. Right? I can go on and on. There's a lot of examples of that. But Maskayev, for some reason, and no one even talks about him these days. But there was something about that style that, like, it's like, come on. And Hasim Rahman was a top tier heavyweight, and they got caught in an exchange, and Hasim ate the punch, and when he fell, he went right through the ropes and onto a table, onto the floor.
Yeah.
And it was a clean hit, and I said, oh shit. Now what people don't remember is they rematched. And he beat him again. There was something about him, and he almost fell out the ring again.
Damn.
But he landed on the second rope, and I'm watching this like, yo, come on, what the fuck, Hasim? But that's life. Now, the reason why I brought that up was because if anybody had a reason to hang it up out of embarrassment, it was that guy. It was Hasim Rahman. No, he got the Lennox Lewis fights after that. Now, I talk about styles making fights. He couldn't beat Maskayev. He split with Lennox Lewis. But guess what? He had David Tua's number. For some reason, David Tua couldn't dominate Hasim Rahman. He couldn't outbox him. It was weird. It was so strange. It was like, what is going on here? That's why boxing is so, it's such a wonderful thing. Because this guy could beat this guy, but this guy might not be able to beat this guy. So you have 15 faces here, and you get Lamont Roach. I didn't even think Lamont Roach was going to do that well, but he did well.
I didn't either.
I didn't. I thought he was going to go to sleep by like 5 or 6, and then by the time we got to those rounds, I started to notice. I said, "Yo," well during the stare down, I said, "Lamont look like he like 150 pounds right now," and then it dawned on me. Lamont, he was brought up from 130, but he didn't have to remain 130 at the weigh-in. He had to make 135, and there was no rehydration clause on him.
So you think he was like 150?
Say again, brother.
You think he was like 150 that night? Because he was kind of big. No homo.
I think so, because who the fuck stands in the pocket and fights Tank like that?
Exactly. I thought it was because they fought so much, and I guess they kind of studied him. But you're right, he did kind of sit there, and he was taking some big punches. Tank caught him with 2 straights back to back. Usually people don't just sit there and be like, I'm good from that. You know what I mean?
Right. that was eye-opening. I said,
Yeah.
what the fuck's happening here? And another thing, if we want to go there, we knew who was doing the drug testing for this fight. This is the first time we knew. I said, oh, they on Vada today? Oh, okay. And now Tank ain't got this cracking power no more. And he's getting knocked off balance. He's taking knees. I said, what the fuck's happening tonight? I said, oh, shit. I'm confused, but then I wasn't confused. And now he don't want to run it back. You know, it's a little strange, but I think the chickens have come home to roost. I think so. And all I want to
Tank is really just trying to get his money. I think he's really about that. He's like, I'm done with this, bro. I don't think like this. I think that's what I agree with him on. I think at this point in his life, he doesn't really care. He doesn't have that raw emotion of boxing anymore. I think he's out. Like when you want to retire, I think this is where he's at, and that's why he's not focused like he once was on it. He says it all the time, like. You know, I'm thinking about retiring. And when you're thinking about retiring from a brutal sport like that, it's time to give it up. And I think this is his way out. That's just me on that.
I agree. And look, I said it before. I said, listen, if he don't want to fight no more,
get him out of boxing.
Fine. Just leave, bro.
Exactly.
Because I don't like fighters sticking around longer than they need, longer than they want to. It's dangerous when you need to. Exactly. So when I say things like, bro, get your Jake Paul money and get out the sport if your mind's not in it. And this is what he said. And if he's not in it, go. He said he wants to get all the anger out of him. He got daughters. He wants to go get therapy. When the fighter starts talking like that, then it's time to leave. Because if you stick around a moment longer than you have to, that's when you get hurt. When you have to fight for the bread. So I hope they took good care of him as far as finances is concerned. Exactly. And I hope he doesn't get hurt against Jake Paul. I want him to leave and go raise your family. But sticking around and trolling and talking shit, that's what makes me want to see you mix it up with your contemporaries. And if you're not going to give me that, get the hell out the sport, young man. Get out the sport. It's okay. Leave. But then when the conversation comes up about Hall of Fame and this, that, and third, I don't consider him. I don't. I really don't. Because I got 15 faces on here that he did not even fight. I did not ask for Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is not one of the four kings. He was never a champion. He's a cheater. Agree. He's a racist. I don't even acknowledge that. I did not ask for Hector Garcia. I didn't ask for that shit. I didn't ask for Yuriorkis Gamboa since people want to bring him up. I didn't ask for that. And he had problems with that. He had a broken Achilles. He had a problem in that fight. Yeah, there's a lot of shit that he did do that I didn't ask for. The Pedraza fight, I didn't mind that because that's one of those career-defining things. But the rest of this shit, I didn't ask for. I did ask for Gary Russell Jr. when Gary Russell was on his bumper. Yeah. When he had a weight problem. This kid missing weight and all kinds of shit. Gary Russell came through. He said, yo, I want the smoke. He didn't do it. Tank is a weird kid. But I'm done trying to figure out what is he going to do and asking when's he going to do it. Get out the sport, bro. Get out the sport. I'm cool with it. Leave. This shit with trying to get Lomachenko, knowing that his back is all broke up, but Shakur saying, nah, title unification right now. And he's giving us Jake fucking Paul. Remember what he said? He said, when they asked about Shakur, he said, for what? Exactly. What you mean for what? I said, yeah, he's fighting Hector Garcia. I was like, for what? Why would you do that? Hector Garcia over Shakur? Hector Garcia over Devin? Really? Come on, bro. You got to do better than that. Got to do better, man. This is crazy. This is wild work, man. I
think Tank's fans are just they're a little erratic with him, and I've seen it. I've read a bunch of comments and shit when I be looking at comments about him fighting whoever and whatnot. I think they're a little erratic, man. And I'd be like, man, like Tank is good, but until he actually fights somebody that's on the same level, you don't know how great he is. Like he's good, but you can't say that Tank is great until you see him fight somebody that's on his level. That's how you tell what greatness is when you have to figure out how to beat somebody that's on your level. You're like, damn, man, he's taking this away from me. I can't do this. I'm gonna have to do this. That mind, that chess piece between each other. That's how you tell how great a fighter is when he's down and out with somebody on that same level, on that same plateau, and you got to figure out how to break this guy down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've never seen Tank have to dig deep.
That's what I'm saying. Or go to deep waters, none of that.
Right. The only thing that I seen him do when he broke his hand, because I do believe he broke his hand when he fought Isaac Cruz.
Real talk.
He didn't have to dig deep. What he did was he used his movement. That's what he did. He used his movement, and I appreciated that. And I had Tank winning the fight. He showed a little grit, but that's not digging deep. When we say digging deep, when I say digging deep, I want to see, like, all right, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Donnie Lalonde. Sugar Ray had to dig deep.
Yeah, he did. And he was old.
Yeah, he was old. He was like 2 weight classes above his normal weight class. And Donnie was hurting him when he hit him. Donnie was a bigger guy. He dropped him, and there was a big element of danger. I remember watching that live. I was a kid, obviously, but I said, "Oh shit!" I mean, that's Sugar Ray. He's on the floor. Oh no! And you know, I ain't gonna hold you. You know, I'm in a household. You know, we all black, and we was like, "No, not to him." You know what I'm saying? We like, "Get up!" And it's no shade to Donnie. This is
exactly.
You know how it is, man. This is no shade to Donnie. You know what I mean? I remember them selling that fight. It was pretty fun. But Donnie almost got him, man. Donnie almost got him. And Sugar Ray had to dig deep. And not only did he pull it out, he got the KO stoppage. Sugar Ray was a dog. Floyd Mayweather versus Shane Mosley. I spoke to Shane. I spoke to Shane face to face. I said, bro, take me through that moment in round 2 when you had him, bro. You had him.
He was done.
Shane said, bro.
Done.
Shane told me. He said, bro, you know, I knew after when he got out that round. Shane told me. He said, I said, God damn, man. Floyd's a dog. Floyd's a dog. And I was talking to Shane at the Fatal Fury because he was in Devin's camp. And I was talking to Shane. I said, bro, I always wanted to talk to you about that. What was going through your mind? He said, well, I thought I had him. Because he said, I know I hit hard, man. And Shane used to knock the shit out of people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man. And he said, I caught him clean. He said, when I caught him clean, I said, oh shit, I hit him. And then he clinched, he held on, and then they got into an exchange, and then he hit Floyd off the top of his head. And Floyd almost stopped. And I was like, oh shit. And I said, Shane, what was you thinking? He said, I got him. He said he was on wobbly legs and all that. And then he just recouped, and he said he kept looking me in my face, and his face changed, like he wasn't like shocked or running. He said, motherfucker. He gave him the motherfucker look. And he said when he got out that round and he walked back to his corner, he said, yo, this dude's a dog. And I remember watching that because I was bouncing at this bar that night, and we was watching it, and I said, Shane ain't get him out. I said, Shane lost, bro. I told him that. I said, bro, you ain't get it done. I said, I remember being at a bar and saying, man, Shane's in for it now because he was supposed to get rid of him. And Shane just told me I just couldn't get him. After that, a switch turned on. And then Floyd just started fighting this guy. And he earned his respect, man. Man, Floyd's a dog. And I never, ever got to see that in Tank. And here's the thing. Is it there? I don't know it's there. We never saw it, and he never gave us an opportunity to explore that. And there's 15 faces here that may have brought that out of him. And I just don't know. Now, I'm gonna go to my brother Xavier. Mook Sports, real quick. You got a channel?
Yeah, I'm up and coming, man. I mostly be on like X when I'm like on live and stuff. I'm still trying to grow my my YouTube channel, man. But I need to start doing this so I can. I'm from Jersey, big dog, but
Jersey.
I'm out here in Atlanta. Yeah, I'm from Tri-State. I'm from Brick City, baby.
Yes, sir. We cousins, damn near.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah, we cousins. Yo, do me a favor. Drop your link in the chat, and I want everybody to go support this brother.
I appreciate that. I don't even know how to do that.
We say something in the chat, in the comment section.
Okay.
And people will be able to click on your name and go to your channel. Say something in the chat. I'm gonna wrench you up.
I appreciate that. But I'm known on the whole LBDC, big dog. I rock with 78. I got a wrench on his channel. I got a wrench on BF too.
Oh, okay. All right. I never I never seen you before.
Yeah, I never like be like heavy in the cat chats, but I done supported the team, everything, big dog. Like,
All right,
you know
no
what I mean.
doubt.
But I never like been like in like y'all boxes or anything. It's like as far as like,
No, it's all good. It's all good. And I'm just letting the audience know we could have came up here and disagreed
oh
respectfully.
yeah, we could have done
But
it. I could talk sports all day. This is something
yeah,
I
no
do
doubt.
too. You know what I mean. But I don't be in like as far as like I don't never be like in y'all streams like that. But
No, no doubt, no doubt. But,
appreciate it though.
support, man.
Of
Xavier,
course.
my brother Xavier, salute, brother.
Salute, brother. Good morning, chat. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, this is a conversation we had yesterday, and it was like an epiphany. And I saw Stormy earlier. He said, "God damn, I didn't realize, I didn't realize there was this many people." And
Go
I'm
football
telling y'all,
team.
I was in the gym yesterday, and me and Xavier was talking, and we just started dropping these names. We was like, "Yo, hold on, that's a lot of people." So I said, "You know what? I'm gonna talk about this tomorrow." And they put the kibosh on my boxing shit, but that's okay. And I'll revisit it. It's okay. But I want to talk about Mikey Garcia.
Oh shit.
What year was that? Wasn't that around 2018, like 2019-ish?
2018, 2019, somewhere around there.
Mikey was at 35, right?
Mikey was at 35, and Mikey was looking for a big fight. He was looking for a big fight. He had just came back because Top Rank had put him on the shelf to keep him away from Lomachenko. So he came back. He was looking for a big fight, and I remember he said he wanted to fight Tank, and then Tank said that he didn't want to entertain a fight with Mikey because Mikey was bigger.
Because he was bigger. That's what he said?
Yeah, I think I sent you the video.
Hey, Mook, that link don't work for some reason.
Oh shit! I got to figure out. Let me go to on YouTube and just get it from there.
Just copy and paste it, bro.
I bet.
And click share link. It'll work that way. Like if you pull it up on YouTube, if you have another device, if you pull it up on YouTube and go in the chat and type in the chat so I can see you, and the people in the comment section will be able to click on your name and go directly to your channel.
All right, so I'm only on my phone and shit. So
all right. Well, you do it when you get a minute. It's all good.
I bet.
Yeah.
So I can come back or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely.
All right, let me come.
Yeah.
I'll be back or something.
Yeah. So Xavier, he said that Mikey was too big.
Yeah. Mikey was too
big. He said Mikey was too big?
Yeah, he said Mikey was too big and that he wasn't really interested in a fight with him. And it's crazy because Mikey beat up all his friends.
Oh, shit, He
beat up Robert Easter, Adrian Broner.
He did.
You know what I mean?
He did.
So it made all the sense
Mikey checks all the boxes, man. Mikey was 135. He's Mexican, right? He's out of the Garcia camp, which is well spoken for. So okay, Mikey was too big. What the fuck was Mario Barrios?
Okay, so hold on one second though. Was he too big? Because Mikey started off his boxing career, I believe, at 118.
It was 118, yeah.
118.
I remember laughing because his head didn't match his body. He like a wobblehead. He like a blockhead from fucking Gumby, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, it looked like Gonzo, bro. Big ass nose too, bro.
Yeah, but Mikey could fight, and I'm like, what's going on here? What's happening here? So Mikey's,
dude.
Go ahead.
I don't get it.
Now the 86 in that super chat, he says, salute Drew and salute to the mighty LDBC. Hashtag we outside. Hashtag LDBC for life, man. Salute to you, good brother. Thank you so much. I think that would have been a good fight, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, listen, Tank by all means is not a bad fighter. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know what to measure him at because honestly, there's 15, 16, or however many fighters that he just did not fight, and it's like these guys were right there for him. We don't know that he would have beat them all, or that he would have I don't know. Like you were bringing up Floyd Mayweather just a little while ago. Honestly, I have in the boxing ring, Floyd was a dog. I mean, he was a dog, bro. Like people didn't realize how much of a dog he was. There was a fight. He's fighting Demarcus Chop Chop Corley,
Oh, you remember
and
that?
Chop Chop
Hmm.
almost knocked his head off too. And
Yeah,
then like a round or two, like that same round, he almost either that round or the next round, he almost knocks Chop Chop out, and he starts yelling at him, "Quit
yeah.
crying, quit
Mm.
crying,
He said,
stop
"Quit
being a
crying and
bitch."
fight.
Fucking fight.
Yeah, quit crying
Quit
and
crying and
fight, stop
fight."
being a
Yep.
bitch. You know what I mean?
Floyd's like that. Floyd's
Bro,
like
let me
that.
tell you, I look, and Drew, me and you have gone in this love hate relationship with Floyd, right?
Yeah.
Back all the way goes back to Facebook. Floyd may have not had triple undisputed or whatever and stuff like that, those accolades, but Floyd is a special fighter, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
guy, I mean, he fought when I say he fought most of the fighters that he should have fought, because you can't fight everybody, bro. It's impossible. You know what I mean?
Right,
But I
right.
mean, he fought the boogeyman at the weight class, Diego Corrales, right? Then
Oh
from
boy,
Diego Corrales, he fought freaking Jose Luis Castillo twice.
Mm.
twice.
Yeah,
And
you know what I
yeah, I
mean?
don't remember. Jose Luis
Yeah,
Castillo was an entire problem back then.
Hmm.
bro. Let me tell you something, dude. That dude was
That
a
pressure.
problem. You know what I
Yep,
mean? He fought Chop Chop Corley, who was supposedly the boogeyman at that weight class, bro. You know what I mean? He's fought everybody. Did he have some gimme fights in between? Yeah, everyone has them. You know what
yep,
I mean? And that's okay. I ain't tripping. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I mean, Canelo's had them. Floyd, everybody who's been in boxing at that level has them, right?
Mm.
yep,
But Floyd, I mean, that dude, man. Uh, he couldn't get the fight with Manny, so he goes after Marquez. And regardless if there was some type of speculation on the weight or whatever you want, he went after the guy that Manny didn't want to kind of rematch at that time, right? And he beat
yep,
him. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. I
Floyd.
with Floyd, like with most people, you can nitpick
Yeah,
with
of course,
Floyd, but,
brother.
but understand it's a nitpick. Like for example, I think an intriguing matchup would have been him versus Paul Williams, but at the time, Paul was still moving up in rankings,
I think
and
Paul would have been
then
all bad for him, brother.
yeah, and
I
then he
look,
ran it, he ran into Sergio Martinez, and then people stopped talking
yeah.
about that. You
Mm.
know what I mean?
Here's the thing. I'll tell you what. And I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but I watch boxing from a standpoint where I'm not emotional. I watch it for what it is. I
I
think
used
Amir
to be
Khan,
emotional.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you know what? I was at one time too. We've all been down that road.
Exactly.
But Amir Khan would have been all bad for Floyd, all
Stylistically,
bad,
yes, he'd have been a problem.
all bad for him because it's not like Floyd had that Danny Garcia power that would kind of got him out of there, right?
Mm.
Or the big punches, right? He would have been a problem for him. Paul Williams, terrible fight for Floyd, bro.
He throws
Terrible
too many
fight.
punches. He's six
Yeah,
two. Throws too
yeah,
many punches. I don't know how he would have did it, but
yeah.
Floyd's a wizard. I don't know. I
Look,
don't know how he would have did it though. To be honest, I don't know.
that's a tough fight for Floyd. Vernon Forrest would have been a tough fight. You know what I mean for Floyd.
Let me park here for a minute on Vernon. Let me park here because I saw it on Boxing Scene. He's being considered for the Hall of Fame. Just put him there. But
That's dope.
if you want to apply the term duck to anybody in that era, in the early 2000s, it was Vernon Forrest. Vernon Forrest was a decorated amateur. He beat Shane Mosley 2 times in the amateurs. He was undefeated by the time he got to Mosley. It's just that Mosley had the machine behind him. Mosley had the looks, he had the build, and he got those Oscar fights. Everybody knew who Vernon Forrest was, and nobody wanted smoke with him, Floyd Mayweather included. That's
Yeah,
a fact.
and Vernon. Listen, I'm a big Vernon Forrest fan, right? I could tell you to the fights when he had 5 fights, brother. But the reason why, and I don't mean to be disrespectful to Vernon, rest in peace, God rest his soul. It's hard for him to go into the Hall of Fame is because his biggest wins were only Shane Mosley.
I gotcha.
You know what I mean? He didn't really beat
I
anyone
Corte.
else.
He beat I
Yeah,
Corte.
I Corte was a shell of himself when he got to him,
Yeah,
bro.
he was washed
You
when
know
he
what I mean?
got
He
Nah,
there.
was
the
a
I
shell of
Corte was
himself.
still good. He only lost
I don't
once,
think so,
and
brother.
that was to De La Hoya.
No, I Corte had
He
already
only
lost
lost once
twice.
to
He
De La
lost to
Hoya.
Fernando Vargas. No, he lost to Fernando Vargas, sir.
Well, that's two. Well, that's
And this
two.
was
Those are two Hall of
and
Famers.
this was and this was like I want to say 3 or 4 years after he fought Fernando. I think he was coming back from retirement when he fought Vernon. But okay, if you want that one, I'll give it to you, right? But it takes more than one or two fights or three fights to become a Hall of Famer. I mean, a Hall of Famer is we have to get out of our emotions and get into what facts are. Just because we like a guy doesn't mean he belongs there. You get what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's correct.
That's just 100%. You know what I mean? I love Vernon, bro. I really do. I seen him fight in person plenty of times. You know what I mean? I remember meeting him at one of the Fernando Vargas fights because Vernon used to spar with Fernando all the time up here in Big Bear.
Wow.
And
Okay.
yeah, Vernon was that guy, bro. Let me tell you something. He was the nicest. This dude had uh, a center for people with Down syndrome,
Oh
right?
yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, he
I
had
heard about
a
that.
center for Down syndrome, bro, and he would fight to be able to keep that place afloat because there was not like a big foundation or people that would donate to it. And people think, oh, Vernon's making a lot of money, he should be able to keep it afloat. Well, that wasn't the point, right? It was to be able to get people to help out. But Vernon
Right.
was the nicest, meanest guy I've ever met, bro. I remember, dude, this dude when I say he was mean, I mean, dude, this dude. I remember one time he was sparring with Fernando, and his eyes were just like freaking locked in, brother. Like this dude he was just a mean dude, bro. You know what I mean?
He's a
Yeah.
viper.
Yeah, dude. Let me tell you, I could tell you a lot about Vernon, bro. Vernon, yeah, he didn't have the accolades because even beating Shane Mosley, it was like he didn't get the accolades. Like he beat Shane Mosley twice, right? And then he
Yeah.
fights Ricardo Mayorga at like
That
some
was insane, bro.
yeah,
That
and
was
he fights.
insane.
You go from fighting Shane Mosley at like 20,000 plus, right?
Uh-huh.
And his next fight's Ricardo Mayorga or something like that.
He
In
created,
like
literally
yeah, in
created
like
Ricardo Mayorga.
50, in a ballroom in like between San Diego and LA, okay? In a
Man, that
ballroom
was
of like 1,200 people, brother.
and let me
And
say this. Let me say this.
go ahead.
That was that was supposed to be a showcase because HBO was about to get behind him.
He was
They was
about
about
to
to
get
get
behind
behind him.
him.
Yeah, and they were
Uh,
about to force some fights because Oscar was still floating around there. They were gonna force some fights, but he was gonna showcase. And I remember the locker room before the ring walk, they were already celebrating. And I didn't
bro,
know who the hell Ricardo Mayorga was.
bro,
And I
let me
said,
tell you
man, okay,
something.
it's a showcase fight. This guy's gonna be a punching bag. This is made for him to look good. After this, they're gonna try and get him in the ring with De La Hoya. And he looked good at first, and then Ricardo hit him. And I said, what the fuck is going on here? And then
Bro,
when he hit him and they zoomed the camera in on his face and he was glassy, I said, oh
Mhm.
shit, he's not getting up.
bro,
Oh my God. I said, yo, what happened?
let me tell you a
Confused,
story
but
about that, Drew.
it wasn't an accident. It
No.
wasn't an
Let,
accident because he rematched him immediately. And it was just something I was just saying a little while ago. There's something about Mayorga that he couldn't conquer. It was just something there. It was the
look, Drew,
strangest thing.
let me tell you a story, Drew.
Styles makes
Yep.
fights.
Yeah, I went to that fight with James Tony. I told you James Tony is a good friend of mine.
Mhm.
I went to that fight with James Tony, and I was excited to see Vernon and this and that. And we get to the fight, and I'm like, champ, so who you got? Who you got? He's like, I don't know, bro. Like, what do you mean, dude? This dude Mayorga or whatever his name is, he ain't got nothing for Vernon. He's like, bro, I don't know, bro. Like, I mean, I seen him the other day. Hey, you remember that movie with Van Damme where the guy goes in the back and he's kicking the
Yeah, kickboxer.
okay. So I went with James because, dude, the locker rooms they give these guys were crazy, right? And I could hear this guy whacking the freaking mitts, bro. Whacking the fucking mitts, just bah, bah, bah. And I was walking through this alley, and you could see like this canopy, and this dude had the same look of that kickboxer guy.
Kung Po.
Tongue pole looking ass.
Yeah, look, if you look at Mayorga's face, he looked like him, bro. And I was like, and James was like, dude, this motherfucker could punch, man. I don't know if Vernon can get out of this one. I go, dude, this motherfucker, look, when you walked out of the little ballroom where the fight was at, and you walked down the aisle, right? You could hear the freaking, like, I'm not even exaggerating. It was just bah, bah. And then we walked over to Vernon, and they're over there with Big Punisher or whatever his name, and not Big,
Big
Punisher,
pun.
no, not Big Pun. The guy who sings that song, "We Ain't Never Scared." We,
Uh,
Oh yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah,
they
yeah,
were
yeah,
over there
yeah.
Bone
partying like
Crusher.
Bone
Bone
Crusher.
Crusher. There you go,
Yeah.
Bone Crusher, Big Boy from the radio out here. Dude, this dude had a whole full on party,
I
and I
told
remember
you, man. I was like, man.
And when he was hitting the mitts, it was just like, like he wasn't even putting too much into it. And we walked out of there, and James was like, Vernon ain't gonna make it 3 rounds, bro.
Oh
Damn.
shit.
I'm like, you may not be lying, dude. Because when Ricardo was hitting those fucking mitts, he was trying to break that man's freaking hand, bro. It was like, you know what I mean? And I think he got paid like 100,000 or something like that, and or whatever, like some shit money for him, right? Not well, shit money for whatever was going on, but I remember for him it was like winning the lottery, bro.
Yeah.
And and the guy, something is wrong with Ricardo Mayorga, right? And like you said, Drew, there's something about him because it wasn't a mistake because Ricardo went on to beat some other guys too, right? And
He did.
compete with other guys.
Yep.
He knocked
He did.
Trinidad down, competed with him. He competed with Spinks, you know what I mean? He had some good fights behind him. But yeah, dude, that was my Vernon Forrest story, you know what I mean? And yeah, just because we like a guy doesn't mean he belongs in the Hall of Fame. I mean, I like plenty of fighters, you know what I mean?
Right.
And they don't belong in the Hall of Fame, but I like Spence, and he's not quite there yet. If he comes back and continues his career, he can.
Uh-huh.
Tank, he's not anywhere near that right now. You know what I mean? He's got 15 guys he didn't fight.
Yeah.
You know, and
But let's
I'm not
get to
being
that.
disrespectful. I
Let's
mean,
get to that.
stop me
Let's
when
get
I'm
to that.
lying.
Let's get to that because the Delano's here to hold Tank down, of course. I see Mr. Shelton
That's
in the
okay.
building. Um,
I just got
so
one thing to say, and I'm
go
gonna
ahead,
get
brother.
us
Go
out
ahead,
of
brother.
here.
Go ahead.
It's not boxing related. I heard the brother say something about Bone Crusher.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fun fact: Bone Crusher stole that song from two black dudes, from two brothers from West Jackson, Mississippi, called Reese and Bigelow.
No
Look
way.
it up. He
He stole
stole
that.
that song, and he got
Hey,
sued for like $20 million.
They
I
won.
think that was
Hell
I think
yeah,
that
they
was his first
won.
and last song,
Oh,
right?
what?
He was originally on the song as the chorus. Now the chorus, that was him.
Right.
What Bone Crusher did was after he did the song, it was popping down here.
Uh
You
huh.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He took Reese and Bigelow off their own song and added T.I. and somebody else.
Wasn't it Bubba
Oh.
Sparks?
That's what he did. And David Banner and Reese and David Banner, who's from here, him and Bone Crusher were real close friends. They actually got into a physical altercation over there.
Oh shit.
Oh
Jesus
shit.
Christ. Brother, where you from, brother?
Jackson, Mississippi.
Hey, how far are you from Greenwood?
Greenwood is depends on how fast you drive. An hour and a half to 2 hours.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey,
That's
brother,
up in the Delta. That's in the country.
yeah, I got family in Greenwood, bro.
Man, he's like 20 mils. Ooh.
Yeah, man, they stole that song from them brothers, man.
That song was everywhere. That song definitely was everywhere.
The original version is still on YouTube. Just look up Reese and Bigelow, Never Scared.
Wow. Well, it don't matter now because they laughed all the way to the bank. I'm glad they won that, man. That's justice.
Yeah, they sued the shit out of them.
Ooh.
Hey, somebody's static.
I think Xavier's driving through the mountains. He's kind of cutting out. Delano.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, brother. Well,
How you doing?
Here's the topic, man. Why didn't Tank fight? And we got 15 faces up here. So you know.
I'm looking at him.
Okay.
Well, hey, a lot of it is timing, I believe. I know Mikey Garcia was at that time, he was going up to get Spence, so I don't know if that would have ever truly happened. But
it's a little before that, actually. This is 2018, 2019. That was before Spence.
Well,
Mike was at 135.
135, yeah. Broner was there too.
Yeah, but we're talking about Tank.
Okay, well, I know. Well, I'm just saying, Drew, that Lomachenko, he actually called out Lomachenko. That didn't happen. Okay.
The question is, why didn't Tank fight these guys? Because Tank's been the A side since at least 2018, and he called his own shots. Him and Floyd.
2018, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he was winning.
Mikey did fight in Broner, though. They did fight.
They did fight, yes, but they were in another. He was in another weight class. Remember, Tank was a featherweight.
Right, but all of these guys came through 135 while Tank was there. I just want to know, why didn't Tank actively pursue any of these names? Because I'm telling you, if he had at least two guys on here, I wouldn't be as rough on him. So I'm just trying to figure out, why didn't he call out any of these guys when they were at their peak?
Well, like I said, timing. And like I said, he called out Loma. So I don't believe he should be on that list. Recently, before he fought, that's why he fought. What's his name? Roach, because he couldn't get Loma.
No, well, my response to that is Loma had a back injury. The whole industry knew, and he retired. Why didn't he fight Loma when Loma was actively pursuing him? And that was like in 2019, 2018, when he said he's the king of Twitter. When he said, I think Tank is the king of Twitter, which he turned out to be right. Why didn't he fight him then, is what I'm asking.
Didn't Floyd say that he wasn't ready for Loma?
That's what Floyd said. That's
what Floyd said. Yeah. Said he wasn't ready.
Right. So, I mean,
he wasn't ready, and Floyd was his manager then. So, Can I
step in real quick?
He went after and got. He went after and was collecting championships, so he went and fought Posada. He went and fought a guy named Jesse something. He got another belt there.
Jesse who?
Jesse what's this guy? Got his name. Jesse. He got a belt from there, WBA belt. He was a featherweight. And then he went on to fight Gamboa.
At 35.
Yeah, he went and fought Gamboa. Yeah, he went and fought Gamboa. Then he went.
He said he was being set up in a Pedraza fight. Yeah, that's annoying to me that he had the nerve to even say that.
I know, but he went through it. He went through it, and he prevailed.
Can I step in real quick? Just real quick.
Go ahead.
Okay. So Tank wasn't ready for Loma. Okay. Was Canelo ready for Floyd?
Well, Canelo wanted Floyd.
That's true.
There you go.
Canelo wanted Floyd. Okay. But Tank didn't want Loma. Tank didn't want
15 other fighters, bro.
Huh?
And he didn't want 15 other fighters either.
Well, those fighters were there at the same time, yeah.
brother.
If
When
that's
you're a
true, but,
world
but they
champion,
wasn't.
when you're a world champion, you're ready for anyone.
Now
If
let
you're
me
not,
go here. Delano. Okay, so
Yeah.
Loma is about, I would say 2018, 2019. My timeline might be a little off, but bear with me. So you got
Yeah.
Lomachenko. Okay, so he ducked Loma. Now, because I remember because they were blaming Floyd and Ellaby for that, and I was too. I said they need to take the leash off this kid. This kid is nice with it. That's what I said.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
then Ellaby was saying, no, Tank picks and chooses his own fights. When he said that, my antennas went up, and I said, wait a minute, huh? Who's lying? So Mikey Garcia came through 135, and he clearly wanted to smoke with Tank, and Tank said Mikey was too big. Do you
He was
know?
He was a featherweight. He was a featherweight. I remember that. Mikey was on to bigger and better things. Mikey was going after Spence. So Mikey was taking care of 135. He was taking care of, there was Broner's friend, Broner, and there was other guys at 135. Then he went on and said, listen, I'm going out. Even asked for Lomachenko. They was trying to make that fight happen. Loma didn't want no part of him. So he went on to fight Earl Spence.
That's not true.
I was there.
Mikey was the problem. That's those there.
I was there. Mikey was the real deal at that time. I remember that.
You said Loma didn't want no part of Mikey. That's what you meant?
No. Yes, correct.
Okay.
He said
yeah.
Mikey didn't want no part of Mikey. Mikey went on to go over there, and there was another guy who was a Puerto Rican guy. They was trying to match Mikey and him to fight each other, but he lost. I forgot his name. Because he lost.
You're talking about Juan Manuel Lopez. I think
Manuel Lopez. But he lost. But they never made that fight, so he moved on. And he went up until he fought Earl Spence.
That fight was made. But that fight was made, and Mikey knocked him out in Dallas in 5 rounds.
I don't remember the fight, man. That must have been that happened after Lopez got beaten.
Hold on a second, Eric Jordan.
Lopez lost to.
Tank is only known for ducking and getting clapped by Miguel. I'll make sure y'all share these videos. I'm gonna be here for the next maybe 6 days or whatever the fuck. But anyway,
I think the frustrating part is because.
But Drew, let me ask you an honest question. Let me ask you an honest question, right? I like that list, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you always avoid the conversation when I bring up Gary Russell.
Gary Russell's on the list.
Yeah. But I'm saying Tank avoided him, but everybody else did also.
I'm gonna say, no.
Listen. No. Go ahead and get it. Come on with it. Come on with it.
Okay.
Come on.
So Gary Russell fought.
Xavier, you there? Xavier, you there? He driving in the mountains and shit. Shit always happens. Yeah, Coach Hudson, he was at 130, but we're gonna entertain it. He was at 130. Gary Russell was at 130, but he was on Tank's bumper.
Yes, but those guys was there. Drew, those guys was there, and Gary couldn't get a fight with anybody. He kept asking. It was like there was blackballing.
That's not true. Because guess what?
Only person that wanted to smoke was Devin Haney. That was it. Devin Haney. That's the only person I ever see call out Gary Russell.
Gary Russell, and I say this respectfully because Batman has since passed. When I got the final word, I called Batman and I said, "Yo, we got to fight." He says, "Nah." I said, "What happened, bro?" He said, "Dad don't want to do it." I said, "Oh, bro, why not?" He said, "I don't know. Batman wanted it. Bill wanted it. Devin wanted it. Gary wanted it. But, they got to abide by what their late father said. And that's why the fight didn't happen. That fight was made right here on YouTube."
Yeah, but Drew, we Devin Haney, we agreed. Devin Haney is no longer in the conversation of that. We know Devin Haney, out of that list there, Devin Haney has fought a couple of guys on that list that you got right there. Compared to the other fighters that are on that list that everybody's fighting each other.
Okay.
He's the only fighter that has mixed it up in that list.
Hold on. Did Regis Prograde not fight Josh Taylor?
Yes.
And who won?
That's one. What about who else?
T.O. fought Josh too.
T.O. fought 2 people on that list.
Okay.
And that's it. They all fought 2 guys.
Hold on. Devin Haney fought Jorge Linares.
Yes, he fought 3 guys on that list.
Okay, Lomachenko fought Jorge Linares.
Yes.
Okay.
And Lopez.
Okay, so Devin Haney also beat
Devin Haney. Okay, so those are the only 3 that mixed it up. Mixed it up.
I just said Devin Haney beat George Kambosos.
Yes.
Okay, so Devin Haney was trying to get at Superdale Matias, and Matias ducked him.
Okay, yeah, but Drew, we know about Devin Haney. We know about Devin Haney.
Delano, stop for a second. Your initial statement was nobody on this list is each other. I just contradicted your statement.
Okay, yeah,
right.
you got some of that. But what I'm saying is,
15 names. With these 15 names, Tank hasn't fought anybody, and your argument stayed that nobody's fighting each other, and that's not true. What is true is that at some point, a lot of these guys on this list tried to fight Tank. And what's reality is Tank is the A side to all 15 of these guys, and Tank never got busy. I'm asking why.
Well, in 2018, Floyd said he wasn't ready. All right. Now, coming towards now,
do you agree with that?
It's a different story. Okay, it's a different story, but the list has changed as time went on because some of those guys have dropped off and new guys came in.
So some of the guys dropped off.
As guys came in, guys came in that would be on that list.
Let's remove Russell.
Took care of.
Let's remove Russell, Linares, Loma. Who else is there? Let's remove Josh Taylor.
One minute.
Huh?
We can just start with this. Why he didn't rematch Lamont Roach? We can just start with that.
Yeah. Well, he fought Lamont Roach.
But what about the rematch? Like,
the
like
rematch.
Clause in this?
Well, like I said, as far as we know, he's fighting Jake Paul. And whatever happens after Jake Paul, if you don't fight him, that's the situation.
I think it's why he didn't fight Lamont first. Like, let's because there's a rematch clause in that fight that I believe, right?
He went after the money.
But if it's a rematch clause, why he didn't take the rematch first? And then he could have went to fight Jake Paul. That fight ain't going nowhere. Like, Jake Paul fights the most clownish fights he can think of anyway. So it's not like that fight wasn't going to go nowhere. He could have fight. In my opinion, he could have rematched. He could have rematched Roach and then fought Jake Paul. That fight, trust me, wasn't going nowhere. It's going to make the same money it was going to make.
Well, that's true. He could have rematched Roach. I thought he had the rematch was coming in, but after he didn't. So the money that he gave up, Jake Paul, was more. So he's looking for money. He said he's looking for money.
I'm with you.
And that's what he said. That's what he said. But like I said, if Shakur Stevenson wanted to fight, just like Tank did to him, he offered Frank Martin more money to fight him. They should have offered more money than what Jake Paul is fighting for him and Shakur to fight. And then let's see what happens.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, re-say that again, man.
Say that again?
No, listen.
Just say it again. I want to make sure.
Listen. Okay, the money that Jake Paul was going to give Tank, right, to fight Tank, right?
Uh-huh.
Just like Tank gave money to take Frank Martin from Shakur Stevenson, everybody's saying, right?
Yeah.
Shakur Stevenson's promoters, whoever that is, should have offered more money, should have outbid.
All right.
What's his name?
Jay the Prince.
Jake Paul, and see what happened.
Delano, I gotta stop you, brother. I gotta stop you. First of all, Jake Paul is not even ranked anywhere in 135. This is an absolute freak show. All right,
Ranked nowhere.
It's a freak show. Okay,
it's an exhibition. It's an exhibition.
Hold on, brother. It's a freak show. That's what this is. It's a 135 pounder versus a heavyweight. All right, it's a freak show. And Tank made it clear he's about his money. No amount of money in the world will put him in the ring with somebody that'll fight him back. He would rather lose to a heavyweight because it makes sense, because he could always say, hey, I lost to a guy that was super bigger than me. He does not want to lose to his contemporary. No amount of money. He could have made money fighting Devin Haney. And y'all said, and I'm not saying you in particular, but I'm saying the Tank fans said he don't have to bend the knee to Turkey Al-Sheikh, but you bending the knee to Jake Paul, who is literally signing his checks. Literally about to sign the checks. What he was supposed to do was fight Shakur. How does it sound? How does it sound what you just said? He has to, Tank's promoters have to outbid.
Not Tank's promoters, Shakur. Shakur's promoters.
Shakur's promoters.
Yeah.
That's what I apologize.
Yeah, sweep right in.
Bidding for? It's a title unification. What are you bidding for? So you want to take? You telling Tank, yo, come away from this clown fight and fight a real contemporary?
Okay, Drew. Drew.
You're telling me what you're doing is you're justifying this freak show. Why are you justifying freak show?
I'm not justifying. Listen. I'm gonna explain to you about Jake Paul in a second, but let me tell you about a dog. All right.
Who?
Deontay Wilder. Right. He wanted to fight Joshua. The man put up 50 million. Yo, listen, Joshua, I want to fight you. 50 million. It's right there. Boom. Joshua, what did Anthony Joshua do? He didn't budge. So we knew what time it was.
Wait a minute.
Now that's a duck. That's a duck.
You're missing a whole point of
it. No, Drew. If Shakur wants to fight, put it up.
I'm giving this a name. You're Charlie Kirk in it right now. You're telling them how.
Drew.
Let me bring you up to speed, brother, because I was in the mix of all of it. Check my channel. I was in the mix of all of it. AJ asked for 50 million. He asked for it.
Yeah, and Wilder gave it to him.
Hold on. Deontay said, check your email. The funds were available. And then AJ said, I'm not selling my soul. This is not the same thing, brother. Tank didn't say, for me to fight Shakur, I need X amount of dollars.
Okay,
and then Shakur, hold on, stop. Then Shakur didn't say, well, check your email. Check your email because we can get this done. And then Tank didn't turn around and say, well, I ain't selling my soul. That's not this. I'm gonna tell you what did happen. What did happen is Turkey Al-Sheikh said, I got 50 mil. And then what did Tank do? He said, send me 2 Ferraris. That's what he did do.
I thought that was for Devin.
That was for Devin, not for Devin, not for Shakur.
What I'm saying is that's what did happen.
I got you.
What do you think? What I'm saying is $50 million is worth more than 2 Ferraris. What I'm saying is he now has a track record of bullshitting. So
but Drew,
that's 100.
Stop. I'm making a point, brother.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, man.
So if he has a track record of bullshitting like that, because the translation was he just didn't want to fight Devin. It was all bullshit. Okay. If he has a track record of doing that, if Jake Paul says I am paying Tank $70 million to fight me, and then Turkey Al-Sheikh says, okay, come to Riyadh, Tank, I'll pay you 100 mil. I'm telling you, based off of his track record, Tank would have said no. So there's no bidding. He has his mind made up. There's 15 faces here. He could have fought and made money.
But Listen, Drew. Listen, Drew. We all agreed that he took Frank Martin from Shakur Stevenson, right?
Right.
He outbid Frank Martin to get Shakur to take his fighter from Shakur Stevenson.
So what?
Right? Okay. I'm just saying, right? My brother, you could be my witness on this. Shakur, whatever the cost is to fight Jake Paul, they could have come up with that amount of money and said, listen, we'll give you this to fight Shakur.
Agree to that? What makes you think he just said, I'm not fighting Jake Paul, I'll go fight
No,
Shakur?
no, I'm not saying he would agree to it, but if that was offered,
brother,
but no. But Drew, what I'm saying is, if Shakur really wanted to fight,
oh my God,
they could have did that and see if Tank bid on it. And if Tank bid on it, do we know?
Hold on. So once again, you put the responsibility on the challenger when the A side does not want the fight. That's what you're saying.
But Wilder did it, Drew. Wilder did it.
No, that's not what Wilder did.
Wilder did it.
Delano, we're not doing it.
Wilder did that against who?
That's not
the
what
Anthony
he did.
Joshua fight?
That is not what he did.
He asked Anthony Joshua. Joshua said, I'm not fighting for 50,000. 50 million. 50 million. I'm not fighting for 50. 50 million will fight.
No.
And then Wilder said, oh, look at your account. Wilder did that.
What you're saying? You're saying that Shakur didn't try hard enough, therefore this is his fault.
Yeah. I am saying that. I'm saying that. Yeah, I'm saying that.
This is further proof that Tank, being the A side, does not want to fight his contemporaries. You just proved my point. There's 15 faces here. He did not fight them. The name of the show is Why Didn't Tank Fight? ... There's 15 faces here, and he's been the A side since 2018. He didn't fight anybody. Y'all went around saying, why didn't they fight each other? I just debunked that in real time, because some of these guys did fight each other. But for the guys that didn't fight each other, where was Tank in this? You're blaming the victim. These guys want to fight Tank. Now you're telling me that if Tank is fighting fucking Jake Paul, then it was Shakur's responsibility?
Yes. I'm saying that. I'm saying that listen, Drew. I'm saying that because he's talking about, I want to fight this, fight that, right? And because Tank ain't saying, come on, you're next. Let's go. And he wants to fight. He wants to fight, like he said. Take the fight. Put up the money. It's a super fight, right? Put up the money.
You gotta stop.
Put up the fight.
You're out of options right now. Tank has literally made y'all can't defend this anymore. You can't. I'm wondering when you're gonna stop. There's 15 faces here. 15 from 2018 to right now. First of all, can you name everybody on this page?
Yeah. Okay, mostly everybody. The one guy I can't really see his face. I can't see him. I mean, the guy to the I know majority of them. Yeah.
Okay, so I said, can you name everybody on this page? So it's either yes or no.
Yes, but one guy, I can't remember the guy's name, but I know who they are. I definitely know who they are.
Okay, so let's talk about it. He didn't fight Jorge Linares.
Okay.
Belt or no belt, he didn't do it. He could have did it.
He could have did it, yeah.
He didn't fight Mikey Garcia. He didn't fight Devin Haney. Let's stop at Superdale Matias. Why didn't he fight Superdale Matias?
There was nothing to offer for Superdale Martinez.
I'm sorry?
He's still coming up trying to find the guys to fight himself.
Hold on. Who makes the offers? Tank or Superdale?
Yeah. Huh? Whoa, Jew. Wait a minute now, buddy. Superdale Martinez is better than Frank Martin?
I didn't ask that. Ask why didn't he fight him?
No. That was around the same time, Jew.
Stick to what I asked you. Stick to what I asked you. Because when Superdale's name was was mentioned in the same sentence as Devin, all I heard was Devin was ducking him. And then when Bill came on my panel and said we are actively pursuing him, All of a sudden, this nigga got a hand injury.
Drew, let's leave Devin out of this.
Please answer my question.
Drew, like you said.
You don't understand right now.
Drew, let's leave Devin out of this. Devin, we're talking about Tank, like you said.
I'm not gonna let you do it this morning. I asked you a question. I'm gonna ask you again. I'm gonna ask you again. Why did the A side, Tank Davis, actively pursue Subadel Matias? He checks all the boxes. He's Latino. He doesn't speak good English. What's going on? What happened?
Well, like I told you, he's fought Frank Martin, who's better than he is.
How do you know that?
We know that Frank Martin is better than him.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Frank Martin is an undefeated legit fighter.
Did they fight? Did they fight?
They never fought.
Okay, so how do you know that?
But to the eye test, he looks better than Frank Martin. Frank Martin is better than him.
Okay, how many people did Frank Martin kill?
I believe he's better than Frank Martin.
Answer the question: how many people did Frank Martin kill in the ring? 0.
He beat a lot of guys.
How many people did Subadel Matias kill in the ring? 1. So tell me again, how do you know that Frank Martin's better than Subadel? How do you know?
Frank got better skills than Subadel Martinez.
Okay, great. Did they fight?
Huh? They never fought.
Okay, who has better skills in the ring, Ricardo Mayorga or Vernon Forrest?
Vernon Forrest.
Vernon.
Who won the fight?
Mayorga.
Good night.
Body bag.
But what does that mean, Drew?
So again, I'm going to ask you, how come Tank Davis didn't send the offer to Subadel Matias?
Like I told you, he fought Frank Martin. Then he fought Rolly. He had guys options to fight.
Why did he fight Rolly?
He had options to fight. He was fighting other guys, Drew. You know that.
You're sinking.
No, I'm not sinking, Drew. You know that. He fought. Listen, Drew.
Right, let's move on. Listen.
You lost that. Hold on.
Subadel Matias was a name. He's a name. And he
is a name, yes.
He got looked over.
That's by a lot of guys.
Bottom line. That's the bottom line. So let's go ahead. Let's go to I'm jumping around here. Let's go to Teofimo Lopez.
Okay. That should have happened a while back. Yeah, that should have happened a while back. I don't know why that didn't happen. But how do we
Can I say this? Can I say this?
Go ahead, brother.
T.O. be playing a lot of games. I'm not trying to be on toe tell and all that shit, but T.O. be playing a lot of games. Like even with this fight with Shakur, I'm still like iffy about is that gonna happen because he jumped out a lot of fights. I mean, when you get that 10, 15 million to fight on Devin Haney and he ain't jump on it. That nigga be I don't know if I should be cursing, but he be doing a lot. He be doing the most. You know what I mean?
100%. But let me ask you this: at any point did Tank Davis actively pursue Teofimo Lopez?
No, I don't think so.
That's my only point.
But my thing is, it could. I'm just trying to, I guess, they'll be the mediator between y'all. It could have been like, if I send this dude an offer, is he really gonna take it or he's gonna waste my time? It could have been like that too. And even though I don't think that would Tank, but I'm just saying, let's say,
listen, we don't know who Tank offered who.
Yes,
we don't know that
because he's loud about it. What are you talking about?
You know what I'm saying? He was supposed to fight Devin years ago.
He was Tank can't shut the fuck up for 2 seconds. He never offered Teofimo shit, even after he called him a monkey.
That should have been. He should have damn sure offered a contract after that.
Well, that's because he wanted to fight. He always wanted to fight Tank. But like I said, we don't know. Prior to this, who was Tank? Who was offering? Who was offering to get in the ring with Tank?
No Teofimo Lopez. Let's move on. Josh Taylor. Why that didn't happen?
Yeah, I mean Josh can fight. Josh can fight.
I'm asking
Josh,
why
listen. I'll be honest. I'm not surprised that they would have said no to that fight for Tank because Josh is just a big, tall, rangy, like a welterweight. He's big. He's a big welterweight with skill.
Like a welterweight? Is Josh Taylor bigger or smaller than Jake Paul?
But he's still more skilled than
He's way more skilled than Jake Paul. He's way
Jake
more
Paul.
skilled
Jake
than Jake
Paul's a
Paul.
clown, though.
Yeah, Drew. Yeah, Drew. Come on, Drew. Stop. He's more skilled than Jake Paul.
Stop. So
that's what I'm saying.
You're okay.
Come on, Drew, man.
You're okay with the Jake Paul fight because it's an easier fight.
No, Jake Paul is not a real fight.
So you cool with it?
I'm not cool with it.
I'm not.
And I've told you several times I'm not cool with it. But he that's what he wants to do for entertainment to make money. That's what he's going to do. Listen, Jake Paul, right, is a guy. He's just showing you and everybody out there.
Salute Eric Jordan in that super chat.
Yeah, he's just showing everybody that you could buy if you got money, you could buy your Rocky moment in professional boxing. That's what Jake Paul is doing. He has paid fighters he has bought fighters to just drop and lose to him, and he's paying the money to do that, and that's what he's doing.
Fanatic, hold this kid accountable. I'm never gonna see it, and this is why boxing is fucked up. Tank being the A side and being the quote unquote one of the faces of boxing, he had a responsibility that was bigger than him, and he fumbled the rock, and he has fans that will never hold him accountable. This is my problem. So he didn't fight Josh Taylor because he's a welterweight, he's rangy, and he could fight. That's what Delano just said. So when I said why did Tank go up and fight Mario Barrios instead of Josh Taylor when Josh Taylor was undisputed, niggas look at me like I'm crazy. He could have became undisputed with one fight, and guess what? If Tank went up before Josh and lost, I would have said, yo, at least Tank tried. Because that would have been a name on the resume. Even if he was not successful, I'd have gave him credit for that. But this nigga don't lose. So let's move on from Josh Taylor. So Josh Taylor, no Josh Taylor because he's a welterweight, he's rangy.
Hey, can I ask you this, Drew?
Go ahead, brother.
Hey, do you think he could have beat Josh Taylor? I think he could have beat Josh Taylor, to be truthfully honest with you, but you think he could have beat him?
He could have competed, but
the only guy
him versus Josh Taylor would have been like a little bit like watching Regis versus Josh Taylor. Regis just couldn't get to him.
But I don't think Regis is as skilled. Yeah, I think Regis started boxing at what, like 16 or something. He said when they talking to Devin was like, "I'm gonna school you because you haven't been doing this as long as me." Tank has been boxing since like 6 years old, so I think he's more skilled as a southpawer. And then
he could have figured some things out and did a little better against Josh. Would he even beat him? I don't know because he didn't challenge himself. I can't say he wins. I can say he probably would have did better than Josh, because I think that Tank has a higher ring IQ than Regis, but we'll never know now because of Tank. So now speaking of Regis, why didn't Tank go up to fight Regis Prograis when Regis was actively calling Tank out? Delano?
The same thing. The same thing. Like I said, he went up to fight Mario Barrios, right? Maybe to try to test the waters. All right. That's probably what they did. There was probably his promotion was probably test the waters.
It was successful because
Mario Barrios flat-footed, slow, and see how Tank handled it.
And
he got a knockout. He got a knockout, but he didn't stay up there. He didn't stay up there.
Why not?
The promoters didn't want it.
No, that's not what he said.
What did he say?
He said 140 was too big. And then
when he went up there that one time, maybe when he went up there for Barrios that one time, he said, then he came back down.
Then he said he wouldn't. It's not beyond the scope of reason. He said he'd go back to 140. He told Champside that. He did say that. So again, why didn't he go back and fight Regis?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, so moving on. So there goes Regis. George Kambosos came through and beat Teofimo, became unified champion. Why didn't, because he steals fights. He stole Frank Martin from Shakur, right? Why didn't he spin and steal George Kambosos?
I heard that fight was in the makings, but I don't know what happened with the promotions. I don't know.
Okay,
I heard it was in the makings.
Did you hear the question? Did you hear my question?
Yeah.
What was my question?
You said why he didn't fight him.
I said
why he didn't steal him from Devin?
Why didn't he steal George Kambosos for 3 belts from Devin? Go.
Well, he was fighting other guys.
What other guys made sense when this guy became unified champion?
He was fighting the great. He was fighting. What's his name? It was in the works. West Fourth Ryan was in the works.
Wait a minute.
West at that time, West Fourth Ryan was right there. So they was making that happen.
Let me get this straight. Fighting Ryan Garcia solidifies his Hall of Fame presence and legacy over a unification. Over a unified title fight for 3 belts.
Well, that's what they thought.
What do you think?
What
do you think?
Well, to me, I like the fact that he fought. I like the fact that he fought Ryan. He had to get that out the way. He had to get Ryan out the way. He had to get that one out the way.
Let me be very clear on what you're saying, because I don't want you to tell me.
And you gotta remember, Devin forced that fight with Kambosos. Kambosos did not want to fight him. Devin forced Kambosos, and Kambosos gave him a ridiculous contract, 2 contracts to fight him at his home.
I want you to understand what you just said and why I have a problem with it. You said you wanted to see him get the Ryan Garcia fight out the way. Meaning, how I'm taking that is, when you say get something out the way, that means you want to get something out the way so you can go do something else.
Correct.
Right? In my mind, doing something else would be getting a belt. But I'm going to go get this money, but I'm going to go get this belt. Right?
Correct.
Okay, what happened after that?
What happened after that? Here comes Rolly.
Okay, well, why didn't Devin come after that?
We all agree there was a duck there somewhere along the line. If there's an honest duck, I believe it's Devin.
I want to hear you say it. Who ducked who?
Devin. They ducked Devin. Devin. I told you that.
Thank you.
I give you a lot of credit on the line. A lot of people don't admit that, man. But
what I'm saying is,
he definitely does Devin. He definitely does Devin.
He ducked Devin. He ducked Devin. I never said he never ducked Devin.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Tank already has a reputation of stealing fights. There was no reason, or I can't see if Devin, he was a WBC champion, the real one. Tank could have easily said, George, I got bread for you. My name rings bells in the street. Fuck Devin. I'll fight you for those 3 belts. There's more money in it for you. I think George would have went in the direction of Tank. Now that he didn't try to do that, here's what I believe. I think that Tank would have beat George, but then he would have had the burden of being forced to fight Devin for undisputed, which is why he didn't do it.
That's what I was just about to say. I think the reason he didn't fight George Kambosos, take those belts, and he would have had to fight. It'd have been mandatory to fight Devin.
Thank you.
And he's lost confidence fighting Devin after he fought him in that sparring. If you watch that sparring, he did basically what he did with Lamont. Like he kind of like quit-ish, and then like he turned around and all that stuff in that sparring match. I think that's when he lost his confidence.
But hold on, man. That sparring match, I watched the sparring match. I seen it. Okay. Now I'll be honest with you. All right, Devin did some good work there, but you can't tell me Tank didn't hurt him a few times.
Tank got beat.
Bro.
Nothing is in a boxing match. You're going to get hit. You're going to get hurt.
I'm being honest with you. Watch that sparring again.
I did.
And when Tank had him to the ropes.
Who won the sparring?
And you see Devin, they had to come in and pull Tank back. They had to pull Tank back. They had to pull Tank back.
Boxing. Fighters get hurt all the time. It's boxing. I just spoke about Donnie Lalonde.
But I'm just saying, Drew.
I spoke about Donnie Lalonde versus Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard dug deep and got the knockout. When it was Tank quit.
Okay, Drew. Yeah, he quit. Okay, but Drew, what I'm saying is, in that sparring, all right?
He quit. Yes.
No. In that sparring, Tank hurt Devin a few times, and they jumped in. They jumped in, was like, okay, yo, they all pushed Tank back when Tank really started getting serious.
I'm gonna let you do it. No, there was 10 grand on the line. DHP won the sparring.
Oh my goodness, man. Okay. All right.
Wait, I'm lying. Am I lying?
All right. You're not lying, but I'm telling you what I saw.
I don't care. Watch this. I just spoke about Floyd Mayweather versus Shane Mosley. I spoke to Shane Mosley face to face. Shane almost knocked Floyd out, but who won the fight? We just
Floyd won.
Chop Corley. Chop Corley caught Floyd 2 times badly, but who got their ass whipped at the end of the fight?
Yeah. But that's a real.
So
but that's a real.
Telling me that Tank got some good shots, and we know that. The thing is, a 16-year-old Devin Haney took a grown man shots and was able to make the grown man quit. And on a pro level, goddamn 6 years later,
Drew, I'm sorry. Drew, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna let you get away with that. I watched the sparring. Right? Tank started getting.
Nigga, it's my show. I get away with what I want. Now you're backstage. Let me read this super chat. Joseph Brown in that super chat, he said, it's not you guys' job to make excuses for Tank. Tank's handlers and Tank himself make enough excuses. Tank didn't fight any of his contemporaries because he didn't want to challenge himself at facing, at a face of losing. That's it. That's it.
All right.
Read
all right.
Super chat. That's what it is. And that's what the show is about. You're still in this process. You're still in this mode. And thank you, Joseph, for the super chat. You're still in this mode of defending this guy to the point where you're nitpicking. Oh, well, he got some good punches in on Devin. That's a testament to Devin at 16 taking punches from a hard-hitting Tank Davis. That doesn't say anything. The reason why he didn't fight these 15 guys because Tank didn't want to. So let's move on. He didn't fight George because if he beat George, which I think he'd have smoked George, but then if he became unified, he'd have had to fight Devin. He didn't do it. So now let's move on. Let's move on. I'm not going to harp on this. Keyshawn Davis, what happened there?
Who's Keyshawn? Like I told you the other day.
Who's Hector Garcia?
Who's Keyshawn Davis?
Who's Hector Garcia?
Hector Garcia's a champion.
Was he? Well, Keyshawn's a champion.
He beat what's his name for his belt?
Who's what's her name?
Elmo.
Isn't Hector Garcia? Isn't Hector Garcia like Olympian or some shit too? Can we?
Yeah. He
got some status now. I think Keyshawn would embarrass Hector though. I would say I think Keyshawn beats the brakes off of Hector. I'll say that, but I think Hector got some.
Keyshawn is an Olympian and he's a champion, and he's on Tank's bumper. Because watch this, who the fuck is Ryan Garcia but a goddamn Instagram model? He never had a belt. What did he do in the Olympics? Not a goddamn thing. But you said you wanted to get that out. So fine, why can't he run that smoke with Keyshawn, who's actively pursuing him? What's going on? I got Keyshawn over Rolly.
Oh, hell yeah.
I see Rolly get fucked up by Tank. I see him get fucked up by that old-ass Argentinian dude. Rolly got fucked up by Isak Cruz. So who the fuck is Rolly?
Hey, Drew. Yeah. Hey, Drew. What you think about De Los Santos and Keyshawn? How you think that fight would have ended up?
Man, you see Keyshawn came in overweight, right? I think if he tapped him one good time, it'd have been a problem for Keyshawn.
But you think if they had been on an even playing field and all that stuff, how you think that fight would have turned out?
It's a 50-50 fight. Edwin De Los Santos is dangerous as fuck. That dude dangerous. He could punch.
Yeah, he is.
That dude dangerous. And I think there's a reason why motherfucking Keyshawn came in overweight. I think he was not as confident as he put out. That's what I believe.
But how about this though? I think De Los Santos still would have fought him. His team didn't let him, and he wound up firing his team.
Yeah, his team. That's the story. He wanted to smoke. His team was like, nah, and it kind of worked out because he got paid. He got paid, and Keyshawn been on the chopping block ever since. But Delano broke out. He has nowhere to go. So let me say this. Y'all hear the logic of a Tank fan. I mentioned Keyshawn. He's like, who's he? Keyshawn was hot in these streets. He was hot in these streets. He's an Olympian. He's a champion. Actively calling. He called out everybody. He clowned everybody. The kid was getting on my nerves, but one thing I'll give him is he wanted smoke from everybody, except, Shakur, because that's his brother, allegedly. But he wanted all the smoke with light skin. Called him light skin. Called him gay. All these people in Tank's face, and he don't want no smoke.
And a lot of people that made that assumption about Tank though. That's going around.
I mean, yeah, of course. It's not me with that. This is street talk. Yeah. This is street talking. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, coach, I didn't put Andy Cruz on there. I couldn't fit him. I couldn't put Andy Cruz on there. But Lamar Roach, no rematch. Keyshawn Davis, you heard Delano say, oh, well, who's he? Well, who the fuck was Ryan Garcia other than the Instagram model? They made him, just like y'all made Rolly Romero.
But they at least Ryan was coming up and they was calling him a Ford King for whatever reason. I'm still trying to figure out what was that about.
You know,
like how he get that status?
He's a marketing scheme, and they made Rolly famous. And Rolly didn't win all his fights, but I'll give Rolly. He signed a contract. He comes in shape and he fights, and he exposed a drug-free Ryan Garcia. So the last two brothers on the lower left right-hand side, I wanted to ask Delano, do you even know who that was? That's Abdullah Mason and Raymond Matala.
Raymond Matala.
Yeah. Matala's a champion. Yeah. IBF, I think. That's a
but nobody's fighting Matala though right now. I think everybody waiting for somebody to try to figure him out a little bit because he's been on everybody's bumper and nobody's trying to challenge him right now.
Right, but again, the title of the show. Why didn't Tank fight? And I put 15 faces there, and I left some off. Andy Cruz is there. I didn't put him there.
But Andy Cruz only had he's only 5-6 fights already.
But you know what?
He got to build himself a little bit, especially for the type of caliber fighter that Tank is on.
He's Cuban, so we don't know how old he is for real, and we don't know how many fights he has for real.
He probably have 500 fucking amateur fights, and he's fucking 39 years old or some shit by now.
Right,
but
exactly.
He a bad boy too. I can't wait to see his next fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of Andy Cruz.
I mean, look, Vasily Lomachenko lost his second pro fight, and he's had several title fights since his second pro fight. He only had 10 pro fights.
He also kind of the thing with Loma with me, he kind of he fought champions, but he also he kind of finagled his way between fighters and shit. He did a lot of maneuvering and too, what people say about Mayweather, but nobody say that shit against Loma. Loma did a couple of maneuver fighters and fighting. What's my man named Rigondeaux? That was 2 weight classes under him, and she did a lot of fighting people at the right time and he get a lot of praise for beating Linares, but he got dropped by him, but nobody says nothing. A lot. That's why as much as as good as Loma is, I don't like the narrating behind him. He don't get a lot of the criticism that other fighters get. You know what I'm saying?
Delano just pulled back up. Delano, Raymond
Matala.
Yeah,
man, I'm sorry, man. Yeah,
Raymond Matala, is the IBF champion. Why hasn't Tank called him out?
Raymond Matala. Okay. I never really see him fight. I don't really know too much about him. So I guess he wasn't part of the list. A newcomer up. A newcomer.
That should be easy work.
But he's a champion right now at 135. I think he's an IBF?
IBF.
Yeah, he's IBF. Okay. He's a champion. Okay. Like I said, he has yeah, but he has more options. He's not looking backwards, like he's saying. He's a champ. Yeah. What's his name? He's not looking back to. He chooses him instead of Shakur. Who would you want?
Good point.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a great point. This is why I don't like. What's the J? All right, so watch this. Abdullah Mason. Why not?
Oh, he's still young and fresh.
But he's more popular than Ray Matala.
Well, I don't think his team, Mason's team, wouldn't give him that fight with Tank yet.
Let's stick to the topic. Why didn't Tank call him out?
Yeah, but Drew, I'm sticking to the topic. But I don't think, honestly, that Mason's team would want that fight for him right now. Mason right now.
You don't know that. I'm saying, why didn't Tank do it? That's the question. I don't know what his team will say. I'm asking why didn't Why didn't
Like,
The
why he
same,
ain't send him a
Chuck?
contract or something? You know what I mean? Like, why?
Yeah, the same thing with Shakur.
What do you mean?
Would you want to see him or Shakur fight? Or would you want to see him?
What I would rather see. I'm asking why didn't Tank do it? He's the A side in all directions. I got 15 faces, and I don't know if you heard, I left some people off. Andy Cruz is in the mix.
Okay, there's a lot of guys he could fight.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, Andy Cruz is ranked number. Where's Andy Cruz? Andy Cruz, I think, is ranked.
You gotta be up there.
Andy Cruz is. He's ranked in the WBA. He's ranked number 1 in the IBF.
Damn.
I know that, and I think he's pretty low in the WBO. The WBA, he's ranked number 3.
Okay.
Floyd Schofield. I didn't put Floyd Schofield on here. I know Floyd Schofield. I think he's a mandatory or ranked number 1. He's one of the two.
If I can say anything about Schofield, a lot of people ain't gonna take him serious with that fight with that shit they pulled off with Shakur. I don't think a lot of people gonna take him serious right now. And he be talking cash shit about everybody, but that little the move that they pulled out there, and what was that, Riyadh Seas and all that shit. Yeah, that's gonna be a stain on a lot of people do business with him. If I could say anything about why that fight we're not gonna never take.
Well, Drew, let me ask you a question. Why won't Shakur Stevenson ask for that fight back after what he did to Tevin Farmer?
What fight?
With Schofield.
Why won't he ask to fight back for Floyd Schofield?
Why won't he bring back up that fight? He offered him the fight before, and they came out. Now, Schofield knocked out to me an outstanding fight. The fight had been ducked by a lot of people. Tevin Farmer, he knocked Tevin Farmer out. Why go Shakur offer Schofield? Go back and offer him.
You want my answer? Okay. And I want the chat to pay attention. Delano, you know what you just did?
Yeah.
So you know what you just did, right?
Yeah.
Is the name of my show Why Didn't Tank Fight or Why Didn't Shakur Fight?
All right.
Okay.
All right. Let's stick with Tank. No. Let's stick with Tank. Okay. Now I'm dealing with Tank. Now I want to ask you a direct question, Drew.
Please.
On that list, who do you think Tank cannot beat?
Everybody.
You don't believe that?
Yes, I do. That's why there's 50 people on here that he
Drew, you
don't
believe that, Drew. I know you don't, because you said it when you was talking. You said it when you was talking. Earlier you said it.
Everybody, but you know
Drew,
what? I can't say for sure. I say I know what I could believe, but I can't say for sure. You know why? Because the A side didn't challenge himself and fight anybody on this list.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair. You think Tank is afraid of these guys, right?
I didn't say afraid. I said
he's not afraid of them. Okay, so why would he fight him?
What do you mean? Why would he? The question is, why wouldn't he? That's the question.
Wouldn't he fight him? So
watch this. He beats Lamont Roach.
Second time, yes. If you ask me direct,
why is he not doing it? Why is he not doing it?
Well, we don't know until after this thing with Jake Paul's over with.
Because he was on Twitter clowning him, talking about, I'm not going to give you a fight. He did it to him, and he did it to Shakur.
Well, but to be honest with you, to me, that's better. That is better for Roach. All right.
What are you talking? Stop, Delano. You have to stop this, bro. You need an intervention. You gotta stop this. You absolutely have to stop this. You can have an opinion, but please, your opinion have to be based off of facts. I just asked you, what is he doing in the rematch? You said he beats Lamont Roach. I said, cool. Why is he not fighting him next? You said, well, we're gonna see after this. After this, he said he was retiring. And then when I asked, then you say you don't know what he's gonna do. Then when I asked you guys, is Tank a liar? You have a problem telling me that he's a liar. So if he doesn't retire, hold on. If he doesn't retire and he comes back and he doesn't fight Lamont Roach, what's going to be the excuse?
That's true.
All right. So I'm telling you.
But Drew, F. Lamont Roach is relevant because he's got to fight Pitbull Cruz. He's got to fight Pitbull Cruz now.
doesn't matter. What do you mean? Okay, so if he fights Eastside Cruz and gets knocked out in one round, Tank didn't do it. Cruz did it.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is,
watch this. Watch this. You want me to put it in a better perspective? Did the Floyd Mayweather Manny Pacquiao fight lose his steam after Marquez dumped Pacquiao on his head and almost killed him?
No.
Got him.
No.
So again, if Mark Roach loses to Eastside Cruz, what does that have to do with the Tank?
No, correct.
Okay, so there it is.
Okay, but I believe Tank will take the. If he comes back, he'll take the fight. He might take the fight later on.
What he said, he's.
But another thing, Drew. I'll say this for a homie. The thing with Pacquiao getting knocked out, look how many fans that he had. If Mark Rose get knocked out, he don't have the type of fans that Manny Pacquiao has.
If he loses his fight with Cruz, he's through.
Like, especially like that, he's through type shit.
Through.
Like Manny Pacquiao, man.
Manny
Pacquiao had a lot of losses and nobody cares. And then like when you say like, man, Floyd Mayweather beat him, man, Pacquiao was old. Like Floyd was older than Pacquiao, and then people still, you know what I'm saying?
Well, here's my thing. Here's my thing. If he loses to Cruz, it means nothing. To me, it means nothing. You know why? One of his greatest accomplishments is a draw against Tank, and Tank is going to ride off into the sunset knowing that he didn't dominate this guy, a guy that was a 9-1 underdog. Nah, man, he got to run that back.
That's true.
And don't take my word for it, because I told y'all yesterday, white media ain't fucking around with Tank no more.
Well, they got him because they see us firing on them, so now they want to jump in. So that's what's happening.
And guess what? We firing off on them, but we holding them accountable, because I never lied on Tank. I never lied.
You're not lying. But like I said, Drew, you're not lying. But what I'm saying is, they can't come out their face and start saying that about Tank. They waited for us to say it. No, they came for they waited for us to say it.
Okay, so if they waited for me to say it, I'm not going to get credited for it.
Not you in particular, but they waited.
My point is, I'm not going to get credit for it. They can steal from me all day long. It's still from me, 78. It's still from Champ's side. But the fact is, if they're taking our talking points and it's still honest and truthful talking points, what does it matter if the information's out there now? Because now
that's it.
The majority to turn on Tank, and all I wanted was for Tank not to be in this position. These 15 faces, if he fought at least 3 of them, this wouldn't even be an argument. But he didn't do it. So he can ignore black people trying to hold him accountable. What's he going to do when Max Kellerman and Mike Coppinger and Paulie Malignaggi and Teddy Atlas is doing it? Because now they don't want to hear it. So when Tank tries to go to the Hall of Fame, they're going to talk about what he didn't do. And I'm be like, well,
the seed is planted. Well, I'm saying the seed is planted. That's it.
He planted his own seed. He did this. I didn't.
That's why. But I didn't say you planted. But Drew, you didn't plant the seed. But what I'm saying is, like what they do with Stephen A. Smith, they can't come out and criticize us. So they try to take our talking points. When they hear us say it, then they come along. And they go at it.
Hold on, Delano. Ramon Sifu in the chat. What are you saying? Okay, yeah, he said Tank said he's about the bag. It's simple, because I see you talking in the chat. I don't know I haven't read it. Yeah, Tank is about the bag. Let me highlight that, because this is the bottom line. This is the bottom line, Delano.
Yeah, that's the bottom line.
When you say you wanted, when you said you wanted him to get the Ryan Garcia fight out the way, when I hear things like that, I understand getting your money, but that means let me get this motherfucker out the way so I can get on to other things.
Nah, because Ryan, what happened was Ryan, and you and I know, they was pushing Ryan to become this super duper star, and they was going to manufacture him like they do Tank.
And I supported Tank in that fight.
So I said, okay, let Tank get him out the way.
I want Tank to fight some real competition, and he didn't do it. He didn't do it. That's my problem. And now white media is on his ass.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Right. So now y'all Tank fans can't complain when white media starts getting at y'all.
well,
That's it.
well,
And that's
well.
what that's
Like
what
I said
that's what
before.
I'm saying. Tank is about his bag, and to me, he's not real. So Ramon
Okay.
Seyfu, I agree with you. The man is about his money. He's
He
not
is.
real to me, and that's my point. He's not
Well, he said that, Drew. Well, Drew, he said that.
okay. So he's
But I'm
not
saying,
real. He's
well,
not
no,
real.
I'm saying,
All these guys, I may have had a problem with them at some point. Well, not all of them. I have a problem with Tiafimo, obviously. But Tiafimo, remember when I said last year, Tiafimo got a fucking better resume than Tank Davis? Remember when I said that? And I hate to say that. Man, Tank didn't even fight Sandor Martin. Y'all forgot about him? He retired Mikey Garcia, and he fought Tiafimo to a standstill. Why didn't Tank take care of him? I don't know. He didn't even do that. Now, Kambosos, I think he may, I think 60-40, I would lean towards Tank, but I also can say I don't know because Tank never intervened and tried to take 3 belts from him. So now I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck's happening? So Tank is not real. He half-assed it.
But Drew, let me ask. But Drew and Mook Styles.
What's good?
An honest question right here, right? The guys that he fought around those times, those guys was fight. Notice that a lot of them became champions or in the top 10. Okay, so he just didn't fight nobodies or bums. A lot they weren't pay-per-view sales, of course, but they were in the top 10 or ranked. So he didn't fight bums.
See the screen?
You understand? All these guys, some of these guys are still champions.
You see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, you know what this is?
Lisa Cruz is still a champion.
The general
Mario Barrios is still a champion. He just fought Pacquiao.
Do you know why this meme was made? Do you know how it was made? I'm gonna tell you why it was made. Because for a long time, you fans said he's not fighting Devin because Devin's not a draw. That's what was said. And we said, well, that doesn't make sense because prior to fighting Tank, none of these guys did a pay-per-view. Devin has. So y'all guys were used to making excuses. Now, I don't know what Hector Garcia is doing now. Rolly Romero's been bounced around, and his biggest win to date, right now, is his last win was against Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is an Instagram model. Mario Barrios made some noise after that. Isaac Cruz been bounced around. He lost some fights. He hasn't looked spectacular.
That's true.
So what are we talking about here?
But Drew,
these are the Tank choices over Devin, over Shakur.
What happened with Tank? Another dude that
Drew, these are not no names. These are guys that are legit opponents. Legit opponents.
Or Shakur.
Hey, another dude that's not on that 15 is what about the what was it? Venezuela, the dude that beat
Venezuela, El Rayo.
Yeah, El Rayo, exactly. What happened with him? That was a fight that Tank was supposed to fight.
Well, what's his name? He fought a legit fighter, and my boy there,
he beat Cruz ass.
No, Mr. Russell, what's his name? Mr.
Oh yeah, Gary Russell just beat him. Gary Russell oh my God, Gary Russell put the hands on him.
You heard what he said though? You heard what he said? El Rayo beat Cruz ass. It wasn't even
did.
close.
Yes. Yeah, he beat Cruz ass, yes.
Why didn't Tank say, El Rayo, I want to fight you? El Rayo checks all the boxes.
Plus, they was going to set that fight up. You forgot?
You know who knocked out El Rayo? Edwin De Los Santos.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. I forgot about that.
So but these guys.
But hold on, Drew. Hold on, Drew. That was in the talks. El Rayo and Tank. Okay, you forgot about that?
Okay, what happened?
And it never fell through. I don't know. It never fell through.
No, okay. But it's the ace. Heavy's had to wear a crown. El Rayo ain't back out of that fight.
I don't know. It was there. It was there.
You gotta bring up stuff you know, brother. You gotta bring up stuff
but Drew, it was the fight was they was talking about the fight, Drew. They was talking about they was gonna fight. Okay, El Rayo was one of the options, and then here comes what's his name?
Hold on. Des, I think you're right. You know what happened? Wait, hold on. Wait, Des. I think El Rayo did pull out that fight because you know what? Tank tried to play games with weight. Des, am I right on that?
See?
I think Tank tried to play games with weight. That's what it was. Yes, you're right. El Rayo pulled out the fight because he tried to fucking catch me.
All right.
Yes. Now I remember. Thank you, Des. Thank you. See, I'm not right all the time. I just need to have my memory jog. Des, thank you, brother. Thank you. El Rayo
but he offered him the fight, right?
Tank tried to drain him.
Tank be doing that a lot too.
But
Broly even said that. Broly was like, he drains people.
Yes, I forgot. Thank you, Des. Thank you. I do remember.
But Drew,
so that's why in my mind, I was like, nah, he didn't pull out, but he did. He pulled out because he tried to drain him. That's what happened.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. That right there. There. He tried to bring him down to 135. That's what.
Okay.
40. Thank you.
That's right, because that's his weight. 135. Okay.
Oh, yes,
he's the A side, right?
That's on fire.
You want to fight? Okay.
He was a champ at 140, and he tried to pull up Badu Jack.
He beat Barrio at 140.
But Drew, Tank is the champ at 135, right?
But why did he reach
He's the
out to
A side,
El Rayo?
right?
He reached out to El Rayo.
Drew, he's a champ. Drew, he's the champ at 135, right? He's the A side.
Did El Rayo reach out to Tank, or did Tank reach out to El Rayo?
I guess he reached out to El Rayo.
Okay, so why would he drop down 5 pounds to fight for his belt?
Drew, he's the A side. Canelo does it all the time.
I'm about to say Canelo tried to do that shit with Bottle Jack.
Now, he does it himself.
Why didn't Badu Jack drop down from cruiserweight to 175? I'm sorry, to 168 to fight for his cruiserweight title. Why would he do that?
Hey, Drew, I think it was like 180 or something. He's supposed to drop down, so it wasn't 168. It was like 180 to fight him for his belt at cruiserweight.
He wanted him to drop 18 pounds. That I remember.
Okay, yeah.
18 pounds, and Badu Jack said, "Fuck you."
Yeah, I would have said the same thing. Kiss my ass.
Okay, all right. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, a lot of guys do it, not just Tank. All right, that's it.
It's done, and it's wrong when guys do it. That's my problem, brother.
Like I said, and the A side, and mostly who pulls it off, the A side. They usually do that.
They going to, because they the ones that set the fight. You know what I mean? So they going to be the ones that going to tell you to do this and do that, because they got the bigger voice.
You can just choose who you want to.
Let me put you up on game, brother. Let me put you up on game. Did you know that a lot of fighters in the industry, a lot of people that go back, they got a problem with Sugar Ray Leonard? Actually, Tony about Sugar Ray Leonard.
A lot of guys got a problem with Ray Leonard. A bunch of guys, yeah.
Do you know why? Because he was the original catchweight king. In fact, they blamed 154. I don't know how, but they blame 154 on Sugar Ray. They blame him for that.
Yeah, because he's the money man, and he does that. That's what I'm saying. That's what a lot of guys didn't like.
They say Canelo had the Canelo weight.
That's right.
Yeah, but who did Canelo learn it from? He learned from Floyd Mayweather.
No, he didn't.
He learned from Floyd. Yes, he did.
No,
he learned when Floyd Mayweather did it to him. He started doing it.
Don't blame Floyd for that. How many people did Floyd catch weight?
Not a lot, but he did it to him.
Name the fighters.
Two.
Name the fighters.
He did it to Canelo, and then he did it to what's my man's name? Juan Manuel Marquez.
Marquez.
I can explain that.
I think Marquez, he came overweight.
Canelo.
Yeah, but it was a catchweight of like 133 or something, and Mayweather couldn't make it coming out of prison and all that shit. He outgrew that.
He came overweight. He only did it to Canelo. That's where he learned it from.
In the same sentence, Canelo offered. He said, "I will come down." I think he said to 52.
Oh wow.
And Floyd held him to those 2 pounds. And then Canelo tried to lie. See, I knew Canelo was a liar from way back then.
Damn, I didn't know that.
And then he said, I didn't say that. He's trying to put me at a disadvantage. And then they played the tape where he said it in Espanol. I'll come down to 52 to fight him. The same thing that Gennady Golovkin said when Abel Sanchez said Gennady beats everybody from 47 to 75. And then when he tried to go to 68, Andre Ward said, if you come to 68, you fighting me. You ain't fighting Chavez Jr. And then they said, Ward, stop bullying small guys. He said, I'm not bullying small guys. This motherfucker said he'll go to 75. And then people tried to say, he never said that. It's on record. He did say that. And then you're going to tell us that this guy, Ward, is too big for Gennady Golovkin, but he said that he would fight Floyd at 47. And he's a natural 160. Please stop. These guys be lying, and they get away with it if we let them. We got to stop this. Delano, brother, you got to stop. Stop the
Drew, I'm not lying about nothing. I'm just telling you the truth. I mean, regardless, Drew, the truth is this: a lot of guys do it. They
Okay, is it right?
They cheat. They do that weight thing. A lot of the A sides be doing that. Some A sides be doing it. That's the truth, right? We found one person other than Tank that did it, right? We found one guy other than Tank to do it. Okay, and another thing is what I'm saying about the only thing about Tank is okay. A lot of people are not fighting each other as well, and I proved that.
I just debunked that right here in real time. What are you talking about?
You debunked fights earlier on. We're talking about right now.
When did Teofimo Lopez
right now at this present time, who's fighting who?
When did Teofimo Lopez school Josh Taylor, brother? When did that happen?
That was 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Where was Tank?
Tank was who was he fighting? Rolly?
Okay, so Rolly Romero or Teofimo Lopez, brother?
Teofimo Lopez.
Rolly Romero or Josh Taylor?
Josh Taylor.
Rolly Romero or Regis Prograis?
Rolly.
Excuse me?
Rolly. Rolly is the legit Drew. Rolly's the legit champion.
What belt did?
So is Regis a legit
so is
champion.
Regis. Yeah, but Rolly, they're about the same balance. Okay.
What?
They're about. You saying Regis?
Oh my God.
Is better than Rolly.
I think so, man. I think he got better footwork. I think Rolly got some of the most sloppiest footwork in boxing.
Regis could beat Rolly.
He was actively calling Tank a bitch and a faggot.
Okay.
And what does he do? He goes to 140 and fight Mario Barrios. That's what he did. So you had Josh Taylor and you had Regis Prograis, legit champions.
Well, I understand Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor is a tall welterweight, man. Like he's really a welterweight.
Tank Davis. I don't care because this is Tank the God.
So at that point, I would understand. All right. What I'm saying is, the brother got his ways. The brother got his ways. We understand.
I want you to understand what you just said. You understand him ducking Josh because he's the bigger, more skilled fighter. Yes.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. I understand that. I was his promoter. I wouldn't tell him to go fight a Josh Taylor because Tank is a short dude.
That's why I didn't want him fighting Devin Haney. Thank you.
No. When they was at 135, they should have fought. I agree. Him and Devin Haney.
Yeah.
At 135.
Devin Haney beats his ass. He beats him like a drum. If you think Josh
Taylor, I mean, he's probably the only person that could have beat Tank on that list. On that list there, listen. On that list that you got there,
want to smoke Tank Davis. Then Devin Haney was going to absolutely obliterate Tank Davis because he did it already at 16. Stop.
Listen, Drew. On that list, you got there, one guy that there's only one or two guys that could probably beat Tank. Tank smokes everybody else on that list.
On what list?
One or two guys on that list to deal with Tank. Tank smokes everybody else on that list.
Why didn't he do it? Why didn't he do it?
Name the two guys.
Drew,
I want you to name the two guys.
Drew. That's why I understand your anger, Drew. You're angry because you know he could do it, but he ain't doing it.
No, I'm angry
I understand that. I understand that. I'm with you on that. I understand you know Tank could do it, but he's just not doing it.
He didn't try. He didn't even try.
He didn't try, yeah. I understand. But you know he could do it, but he just didn't do it. I understand that.
Try. He didn't even try. And you're cool.
He didn't try. I understand that. I understand that.
You're cool with him not even trying, but you also cool with in your mind saying he beats everybody. I'm saying logically, you can't even say that because he didn't even try. You have more faith in his skill set than he does. Because I don't even know if he beats George Kambosos because he didn't even try. And you say, oh, well, he beat him. I say, well, wait a minute. If he stole Frank Martin from Shakur, why didn't he steal George from Devin? He easily could have did it. You know why? Because had he had beaten George, he'd have had to fight Devin. He didn't even try. The difference is everybody on this list, with the exception of Teofimo and Shakur, will fight Devin. Oh yeah, and Subadel, because he ducked him. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, Omar ducked Devin, Subadel ducked Devin, right? Shakur ducked Devin, Teofimo ducked Devin. What's his name? Gary Russell. His dad said they don't want it. I'm not gonna say that Gary ducked him. I'm saying that the people in charge didn't want him. His father, and I'll give him that.
Yeah. But the bottom line is, okay, they said no.
Nigga on here is Devin.
But like I said, I agree on that, and I told you that from day one. You never see me degrade Devin Haney. I left him off the screen. What I'm telling you is Gary Russell's right there, right now, right? And none of these guys, and he even said it on TV. He was on a talk show the other day on one of them on a channel. He said, Shakur Stevenson even calling my name, but if he wants, he can get it too. And he's letting Lamont Roach know. Listen, I want Lamont Roach. I want Lamont Roach.
I'm talking about Tank though. Terrific. I'm talking
all right.
Tank. Because all these 15 names from 2018 to 2026.
Okay. We got that. Okay.
He's fighting a heavyweight, bro, in an exhibition.
Okay.
And then he's leaving. And then he's leaving. He's
leaving. Okay. All right. Well, like you said, when he's gone, he's gone. Then we gotta bring who's the next guy in line.
Huh?
When he's gone, Drew. But next time, who is the next guy in line to take over for Tank?
As far as popularity?
Ain't no one trying to beat Tank, bro. Tank is a farce, and white meat is gonna show you. But ain't no one trying to beat Tank, brother. Ain't no one trying to beat him. I promise.
No, I'm saying who is the A side when Tank is gone now?
What do you mean? Who's the A side?
Who is the next guy up? Who is the best guy right there, right now?
Oh, Devin, because niggas hate him so much.
Okay, Devin. Okay, so we push Devin. That's it.
I've been pushing,
but
Devin.
nobody like Devin like that. As far as the fans don't like Devin.
No. But hold on.
The fans hate Devin to death.
But listen, nobody's been pushing Tank Davis but us. We have made Tank Davis what he is.
Gone are the days where your actual skill set speaks for itself. You need an Instagram page, you need tattoos, good hair, chrome parts for niggas to be on your dick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think. Listen,
my thing is Devin don't fit that mold, though. Hey, Drew, Devin don't fit that mold.
No, he doesn't fit that mold.
He don't.
But listen.
This is why I don't pay attention to Tank fans. Because while niggas come out hearts and tattoos and braids, I'm watching skill set in the ring, and I'm just been waiting for Tank to do something.
The shit that matters in boxing.
Everybody on this list has a better resume than Tank Davis. That's fucking sad. Except Abdullah Mason, because he's up and coming, and Ray Mutala. But everybody else, they have a resume. And I see you in the chat, Cuddy. Salute to Shushu. Salute to Shushu.
Shushu a dog.
Shushu's a dog, yeah. He's getting shit done.
Hey,
I hope nobody falls into this Tank Davis bullshit And I hope someone can learn, because I need the new kids coming up to see what white media is about to do to Tank. They're gonna forget him. They're gonna act like he didn't exist, especially after whatever happens.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Guy Jake Paul.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, but you got Abdullah Mason. You got you got what's his name?
I got a headache.
That fought Inoue, who fought Inoue. He lost to Inoue. Y'all guys just threw him in the bushes. What's his name?
Raymond Fowler?
No. The brother from Philly.
Yeah,
what's
Raymond
his name?
Fowler.
Raymond Fulton. Raymond Fulton. Y'all just threw
That's
him
what
in
it
the
is.
bushes like he
My
ain't
bad.
nothing.
My bad.
Nobody.
Raymond Fulton.
Hey, well, hold on.
But nobody threw him away.
Come on, man. That's a brother that could come up and make some noise.
Hold on, stop. Delano, you know who mentioned the Nui? Tank's camp. Them niggas.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I'm talking about Steve Fulton. It's another guy when Tank is gone, where y'all don't want him nowhere. These guys are legit fighters.
What do you mean?
Legit guys that can carry the sport.
Cool Boy Steph. That's my guy.
Cool Boy Steph. He's a guy that can step up and move up and make some noise. He's fighting Foster. He could make some noise. He's a guy that when they lose once, y'all throw him away. Nah, give him that.
Here's my point, brothers. Here's my point. I don't need a new Tank Davis.
I don't need a Tank Davis. Nobody listen. Tank Davis is tired.
I don't need no nigga coming through here looking like that and turning on these homosexuals. I don't need that. I don't need no Ryan Garcia, because Ryan Garcia, half of his fucking fans are little girls, and the other half, I say 80% of these motherfuckers be gay dudes. I'm not even kidding.
I agree with y'all. I mean, I agree with you, Drew. I used to think y'all was joking about that joint, and then I really started to pay attention. Like, yo, man, them dudes seem kind of on the zesty side of things. You know what I mean? The way that a lot of I ain't saying you, Delano, but a lot of Tank fans and Ryan Garcia fans.
But hold on. But we created Tank. PPC is black owned. We created Tank. Just remember that. We did. I rooted for him.
I rooted for Tank, and when he started,
he started knocking people out. He attracted the fans with the knockouts.
I always look at the fight as done, and then I say, okay, well, he got a contemporary. I want to see what happens when this guy fights this guy, and Tank has been jerking y'all niggas chain ever since, and I'm tired of it. Get your Jake Paul money, get the fuck out the way. Every argument they use for Tank not to fight these guys, it's now coming back to bite them in the ass. Devin was too big. Josh Taylor's too big, but he's about to fight a fucking heavyweight. Delano just said he was cool. Now, I want y'all to understand this. Delano just said he was cool for him not fighting Josh Taylor at 140 because he's too big, he's rangy, and he can fight. That's what he said. I didn't say that.
I said that. I said that at that time. At that time, yes. At that time.
There's no other time but at that time. Because Josh
at that time when he was a champion, before Teofimo got to him, he was too big. He was talking about fighting Crawford.
He never fought, and he never.
That's how tall. That's how Josh Taylor was.
He never fought T.O. He never fought all these guys on this page. Just understand, he never fought them except Lamont Roach, and he left him hanging because Lamont fought him to a draw. And he don't want to rectify that. And now white media sees it and they're dragging him for it. And that's all I'm gonna say about that, man. Hey, yo, Mook Styles, put your link in the chat or say something in the chat. And let me rent you up, brother.
I appreciate
that.
It's been good to have you on the panel, man. I appreciate you for having me, man. Even though I stepped in here and I was trying to just watch the show and shit, I wanted to end up on the panel. I appreciate it, man.
It's like, you ever been playing ball and you throw something up and it go in by accident?
Exactly.
Yeah, that type of shit. Yeah.
But it landed right, man. I appreciate you guys for the day, man. You guys are awesome, man. Mega shouts out to the whole LDBC, man. Nothing but love, man.
Man, salute, man. Delano, man, much love for you, brother. I know you trying.
Much love for you. I salute you, Drew. You know that. I salute you. I always salute you, sir. I'm with you. I'm with you, boy.
I tried. Look. serious side, I don't hate Tank. That's a cape that niggas put on me.
I
But
understand that. I know what you're looking at. Listen,
I'm very concerned about the outcome of this fucking fight because, look, Charlie Kirk just got his shit peeled. White America's mad. They hanging niggas. They want nothing more but the optics of a white man standing over a black dude. You don't care about his weight or nothing.
I understood that. That's why I was telling you about he is buying his Rocky moment.
Let me say this.
That's what I mean about the Rocky moment.
If Tank loses badly, I'm gonna go live. Watch how many phantom people come through and try to clown me as if I'm a pro Tank guy. Watch my chat. I'm gonna put in a meme of the winning pose, and watch how many people you don't even recognize go to my channel because it's a black channel. Look what happened to Tank. Watch.
Correct. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. He's buying his Rocky moment.
And I'm saying
he's buying
it.
And the promoters are allowing it.
Tank shouldn't have offered his body to him. And I don't
like it. No, the promoters, Drew, should never allow Jake Paul to get a license.
Tank did this. Tank didn't have to say yes, brother. That's what I'm saying. Tank didn't have to say yes to this.
Mike Tyson said yes to it. Look what happened.
Mike Tyson is a train wreck, and he's also a heavyweight who could defend himself.
Yeah.
Tank is a small
but Jake Paul bought his victory for Mike.
I understand that, brother. But what I'm saying is,
you know what I'm saying? That's what's messing up the sport.
There's an element of danger here that I cannot stand, and it's dangerous.
Yes, I agree.
And I don't want this for him. And I'm telling you, whether we like him or not, this is going to be a direct reflection of the black community. There's more on his shoulders than he even respects. And that's
I agree.
The problem I have. And he's going to go in there and he's going to show his ass, and it's not going to be good. It's not.
I don't like it. Listen, I don't like it neither. I thought the Roach match was in play, but he wanted to go fight Jake. Okay, go ahead. It's an exhibition. Go ahead, no problem. All right, whatever. That's what he paid for. That's it.
God bless, man. Yo, salute to y'all, man. Mook, there's your link. I have it in the chat. Salute. Y'all make sure y'all click on his name. Go subscribe to Mook.
Appreciate it. Peace, Mook. Yep.
I'm gonna be here for the next few days.
Peace to the family. Yeah, peace, bro.
They got me in YouTube jail on my boxing channel because the pillow biters are mad at me. But I ain't gonna stop. Man, salute to everybody. Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, Chat. Pep Talk tonight. I got a lot to say. Man, salute, man. Boss on deck.
Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.